Alrighty, I think we're live, so we can get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Elvin, also known as Epoxy, and today it's 2 p.m., July 6th, here in Chicago. And for today, we've got it all coming together in the end. So today will be our final League of Legends match of the season for one of our teams. This is going to be the Collegiate Star League of Legends Gold League Final, and it's going to be our Illinois Tech Division 3 team against Princeton University. So, actually not the first time that we've played against an Ivy League school. It's rare, but I think we played against Harvard like 2 years ago. So, but in any case, doesn't matter. Games are going to get started today. We're going to be actually watching this at a 3-minute delay, just for game integrity reasons. But let me put on some background music too, so you don't just have to hear me drone on and on. Give me one moment. It's like what's some of that world's music that I need? All right, and it's a one-man crew today. So, chat, I'm gonna rely on you guys to tell me if the sounds are working, if I'm saying anything wrong or anything like that. But let's get it started. So we're gonna both teams right now are in the are currently waiting inside the custom lobby. So they're gonna probably start their pick and draft pretty soon. But just for a disclaimer for everyone, today's matches, again, Princeton University, the team, they're called Baron Nassau v Black. I'm assuming the V is actually the 5th, but maybe some sort of fancy European history title that I don't actually study for. But let's do a quick breakdown of who's actually going to be playing. So let me jump over to kind of do a lot of this panel slide stuff. I have no idea how these casting studios do it. All right, percent. Okay, again, July 6, 2020, CSL League of Legends Gold Final. And there's my Pengu in the bottom left. All right, for roster today, we've got John J Mars 9 Marshall playing the top lane, Danny Pass the Lamppost Garcia in the jungle, Virgilio Nunez Dispirogi in the mid, Juan Pirate Bajorque in the bottom, and finally Scotty Red 12 Partax as the support. For supports that played throughout the season, they won't be in today's match, I believe, but still giving a shout out for these guys that had subbed in some games, I think, during the season. So, Christopher Mittens Murphy, Eric Dorikia Zhang, Ramiro Orima Alarcon, Charles Caretaker Young. So, whatever, if they pull out the victory today, that's due to these guys as well, all right? Let's take a quick cap on the 2019-2020 season for our IIT team. Lots of green, which means that they had a really strong season this season, looking like 16 wins, only 2 losses. And according to an interview that Pirate did, I believe, a day or two ago, which I didn't even know, that his career CSL record is 40 wins to 12. So that's pretty impressive stats for only a second year, I believe, that he's in right now. But we'll get into that. And then also just that's a note of how well this team is doing, that out of all of our other IIT teams that participate, like the Overwatch division, Rainbow Six division, even our other League of Legends teams like Division 2 and Division 1 teams, like they are the highest. Like they're still playing this out, still like really going far in their tournament. For Princeton University, this is the best I could grab from their CSL, but I believe the roster is the one that's going to be on their team here. So what? Barbach in the top lane, Spicy here for the jungle, Scrub Lord Patrick in the mid, Jagged Lightning for bottom, and Tom Bourne as support. But looking at their season, they also have lots of green, only actually having 1 loss here against this League of Legends Gold B team, but this was in the playoffs. So if you compare actually the two IIT's playoffs, they have had a perfect run in the 64 bracket, so they haven't faced 1 loss, whereas Princeton actually had to fight their way back to the finals after this one loss since the double elimination format. And then let's bring it up to the roster lineup for who's who. So for John Marshall, JMars 9. Quick look at him. 4th year computer science, has graduated this semester. So if you see him, or well, if you want to cheer him on, give him the talk chats. That's always an awesome achievement to be able to graduate. And then you've got him finishing season 9 gold, 3 pentakills in season 8, hometown Falls Church, Virginia, and no fun fact. All right, Danny Garcia passed the lamppost. 3rd year computer science, hometown Chicago, Illinois, finished season 9 gold. Fun fact is, I am the Lee Sin God. Well, I think I just gave away the strategy for Princeton to ban it out, but who knows? All right, Virgilio Nunez Dispirogi, 4th year electrical engineering, also graduated this semester, so be sure to give him a congrats. Finishing season 9 gold, hometown Des Plaines, Illinois. Fun fact, sicko mode. Juan Borjorque Pirate as the captain for now his 2nd year here for this for the Gold League teams for CSL. He's a 2nd year computer science. Actually, his 1st year was ITM, but he has switched majors. Finishing season 9 gold, 1 pentakill in season 8. Hometown Bogota, Colombia. Fun fact, right-click guy. And then that brings it up to our last guy, Scott Partax, Scotty Red 12, 4th year ITM. And has graduated as well this spring. So, this match means a lot to these 3 guys that are graduating, to Scott, Virgilio, and to John. This is their last match of their collegiate career. All right, guys, so we need to make sure that we're cheering them on as they go on to this series. And finishing season 9 gold, hometown is Summoner's Rift, and he has no fun fact. So that's going to do it for our quick bios. But yesterday there was an article actually published. I'll show it for everyone to take a quick look at it. Let me see if there's anybody else saying anything. Just before in case if I get too into it. Got like 2 monitors and not enough to manage it all. It's going to be, them publishing an article about us talking about this match, and then had a couple of streams from Princeton. But in any case, I'll link it in chat if people want to actually read it. Where's my window? Okay. And the sound that I'm hearing is a lot of banning sounds, which means that the games are actually going, so let's jump right into that. I gotta stop this. Give me a sec. Windows. Alright. Done. Alright, pick bands. Here we go. And then let's actually get the music started. Okay. Okay, again, Illinois Tech starts, this matchup starts at game 2 because in order to give the advantage for IIT for making it all the way through the winners, with no losses, they are awarded 1 game. But normally we've seen the semifinals, quarterfinals lead up to this is a best of 3. In this finals mode, it will be best of 5. So these guys have got to work their way to a hard-fought victory today. IIT will start off on the blue side. It's going to be a couple bands coming out here right from the get-go, looking like they're aiming at the junglers at Spicy there, with the Karthus, Rek'Sai, and Echo there for the first. Meanwhile, Princeton going to follow it up with the Singe against JMars 9, Caitlyn there for Pirate, and Senna taking away from Scotty Red 12. Alrighty. So whereas IIT seems to be focusing on a certain role, Princeton seems to be taking the first phase of advance just to make sure that they can maybe get any priority first picks out of the way that IIT might be leading towards. JMars 9 is going to have to lock that soon, and he's going to be going first with the Darius, a very signature champion that we've seen JMars 9 perform this season with, able to pull out some 1v1s, 1v2s quite frequently, and that's going to definitely be something that Barbao is going to have to deal with. And then with Princeton, you're going to follow it up with your bot side here with the Leona Varus combo. Level 2 is definitely going to be something for them to keep an eye out for. But I don't know. If in order to face against that, you're going to need to range, and they have taken that already out with the Caitlyn and Senna band. So looking like past the lamppost is going to literally take that lamppost with that Jax jungle. Diana here for Dispirogi. So Diana mid, Jax jungle, Darius. It's a pretty beefy lineup right there. So perhaps maybe someone like a mage support could be something that Scotty might be leaning towards. I believe they've already done their picks bans like on Pro Draft, so they're just kind of redoing it right here, but I could be wrong. In any case, Scrubbler Patrick's going to finish out the first phase of picks here with that Maokai, and that's got to be there for Barbao in the top lane, but it'll definitely be a harder time for Darius to maybe look for a 1v1 with just how tanky that big tree is, but you know, if you have a really good jungler to keep their eye on J-Mars, then maybe that could be the winning situation there for Illinois Tech. Second phase of bans had Princeton take away the Morgana, so another support there aimed for Scotty, it looks like, and then IIT responds with yet another jungle ban with the Graves. So looking like they don't want to give Spicy many options for him to play, looking like perhaps Princeton's lineup. I haven't watched actually any of Princeton's games. I think I just started preparing all this stuff like a day or two ago, but looking like IIT is very focused on trying to make sure that that role has as minimal impact as possible, and then perhaps put their trust into the solo laners, you know, be able to bring them the early leads. IIT's going to finish it out with the Poppy ban. It's got to be focused. Well, Poppy jungle does exist, but I think that's probably aimed towards that top lane. So finally, we'll take the one top lane ban, and IIT will finish it up with the MF. And I know that Pirate does have a versatile enough ADC lineup that banning two ADCs won't completely starve him out, but it does make his life harder to susceptible like ganks and dives, especially with that bot lane. That's what worries me the most with the Leona level 2, especially if you're against a mage support and you're not expecting like a flash auto or something of the sort. Meanwhile, it is going to be the brand, so it is going to be the brand Xayah bot lane, so they are just going for the all-kill 2v2, so that will be a big fight likely happening all the time down there in the bottom. Meanwhile, Princeton is going to have the Wukong there for the top. Jagged Lightning will pick that up. Jagged Lightning's the captain for Princeton, I should actually throw that in here. And then they'll wrap it up. Tom Bomb will bring us home with the Lissandra mid pick. Teams have about 1 minute left until the games begin, but for us, it's going to be hitting us with a 3-minute delay, so once we get hit with that, we're going to go on a quick break. I'm going to check my notes to make sure everything's in order with my chat and stream and panels and whatnot, but again, if there's any issues with the sound, doesn't seem like anyone in chat is saying fix your audio, so I don't know if the audio is terrible or maybe my mic might not be too loud. I'm just doing this on OBS. I'll lower the desktop a little bit, bring my mic up just a tad. I tested this yesterday, so I thought it was good. But it could just be because of the browser and stuff and whatnot. Anyway, alright. So when we come back, it will be Game 2 on its way, actually. You know, again, IIT taking the first win. But will be the start of these games again, and we'll be right back. Alright, so appreciate everyone stopping by. Give us your cheers, hashtag IIT win, hashtag PU win, for who you think is going to be able to take this game and possibly the series. Thanks, everyone. Alrighty. I believe we're back. Spectator delay should have expired by now. It means that we are loaded up to the game. And again, this is going to be IIT against Princeton University here to take the crown of CSL Gold League champions for 2020. IIT here, it's going to be J-Mars9 on the Darius top, past the lamppost on the Jack's jungle. I don't know why someone said in chat that he doesn't have a lamppost. I swear to God, I think his weapon is supposed to be a lamppost. Isn't that what the meme is? This Pierogi mid with the Diana Pirate on that Xayah bot, and Scotty Red 12 with the brand support. Meanwhile, Princeton not an LCS order, but I'm going to assume that's Scrub Lord Patrick on the Maokai top. Jagged Lightning's going to have the Wukong jungle. Lysandra mid there for Tom Tom Bomb. Spicy with the Darkstar Varus, and Bar Bouch on that Leona support. And look at those masteries. Ooh, uh-oh. We've got some locked masteries here. You know what that means. Someone's not playing on their main account. I'm kidding. I joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Alright. Got my logos correct. And IIT leading by 1. So game should be loading up pretty soon. While I'm waiting for that, can take some time to move their icons around. Oh shoot, I forgot to change my volume mixer. Where's my league? Where's the sound? I think I've just actually, here we go. Alright. IIT's going to start their way through 5-man bot Tribush. Meanwhile, Princeton going to go for the 5-man spread. Good luck, have fun. Already a little bit of banter starting off right from the get-go. Meanwhile, this Pierogi's going to lead the charge. Leona will spot. She'll walk right away. No wards being placed. IIT still wants to stay with it. Leona will drop off ward. It's going to give time to Wukong to check inside IIT's jungle, but doesn't look like we'll see any more IIT just going for some scouting. They want to keep track of that Wukong. We saw the 4 bans come out earlier onto that role, so looking like IIT definitely holds Jagged Lightning with a pretty high level of respect. Meanwhile, Wukong's going to put his ward right here at the blue camp and will go for a quick recall to grab that lens. But when he comes back, he should see that the Diana and Darius have just popped right over, so they know IIT is not starting there. Wukong, meanwhile, going to solo his red, but Scotty and Pirate walking right into it. It's going to be the Ignite onto the brand. A little bit miscoordinated. Heal coming out here for Pirate. So level 2 right from the get-go is going to chunk down IIT and Princeton both, but Jack's coming around here with the level 2, and J-Mars9 is going to go for a disconnect right from the start. Oh no. Alright, well, if we get our technical difficulties out of the way now, then that's fine, right? So, if I remember, I think J-Mars was having issues yesterday as well. But that's tough. You know, IIT should have known they had that word in the blue buff. They saw the Wukong wasn't there. They should have maybe given the suspect of the level 2 of the Tribush cheese. Thankfully, though, IIT doesn't blow the flash. And Jagged Lightning's going to pull out the you have 15 minutes. What a guy. You're going to win by technical error on a finals game, dude? Come on. Just play the game. Let's see. Check on chat while we're waiting. And I can address some of the Twitch questions while we wait. Alright. Locking the donger. You don't hold the lamppost. Okay, that's it. Doesn't seem to be much questions here on chat. Looking like Wicked Scotty's correcting me. I didn't say that to be my hometown. You did. I asked what's your hometown, and you said Summoner's Rift. Actually, you were calling out saying, why do you view my hometown? I'm like, well, maybe if we're trying to emulate real sports, or traditional sports, not real sports, but traditional sports, you should try to exemplify that by having similar stats like college students have when they talk about their hometown and stuff like that for games. Anyway. It's going to be tough. No one likes to go for huge pause times, but something that's out of her control, perhaps having to J Mars might have to restart the computer or something to get back onto it, but you know, I know that in particular in Chicago, there haven't been any issues, I think, of utilities like failing because of what going on with the with COVID or with even the protesting going on all over, but router is restarting, so just heads up. Alright. Well, we'll wait it out. I'm seeing the reconnect. So IIT, if this Dragon Lightning wants to be super technical, so we're approaching now 4 minutes of timeout time, so I don't remember if it's 15 minutes cumulative or if it's like at each segment. I think it was like limited to like 2 or 3 segments and then 25 minutes each of those. That seems to be pretty crazy, but again, I think in the spirit of sportsmanship, you really should not hound over the fact about that, but who knows? Maybe they're trying to take whatever advantage that they can to get themselves a win since they're already starting off 0-1. But nope, play will resume. It looks like J-Mars9 is back in the game. He's going to come back right there to his minions. And unfortunately, wasn't able to get the first 3 as the wave had crashed, but shouldn't be too big of an issue. Both of these guys are going to have that Dorans. Jax had approached that right outside his red buff to see if he could help from that Tribush cheese, but doesn't look like it. Actually going to be Varus using a heal and ignite as well. I think he used that at the same time as these guys here in Tribush, though. Will be Wukong starting off his blue buff and looking like a ping from IIT. Seems like they got the gist of it. Scotty now level 2. Having the 1 level advantage here looks like in IIT's favor. Able to spook off Spicy just a bit. Leona will not hit level 2 herself, but she does have the flash available. Scotty will sidestep that arrow, and nothing too much more to go, but past the lamppost, having just finished his Raptors, wants to perhaps look for a fight. This Brogy going to start himself in, going to E right over, going to land the stun anymore here. No ignite, though, on that Diana. She has to cleanse instead, but it's going to be first blood coming out. Hold on. Can always trust J-Mars to go for it. Doesn't even matter with the DC, doesn't even matter with the 3 CS deficit. Level 3 here already for him. He's going to pull it up Maokai in. He's going to get the bleed. Does he want to try to outplay it? Nice flash to get away from that last turn aggro, and will pick up that first kill here for IIT. Jagged Lightning going to come right here. No flash available for this Brogy. It could be a margin of the flash, but it won't. The red buff will kill him off. A little bit of a misplay there. I think Diana maybe got blocked by the tower perhaps with that flash, but that's tough. Scotty Red, though, is going to walk right up to that Leona. Leona looking like she wanted to face check that bush and will make them pay for it. IIT taking kills here on the top and bot. Scotty on that brand. Still able to do the damage that he needs to get started. Meanwhile, first blood gold here for that Darius is going to have him be able to pick up Ruby Crystal and Longsword, perhaps starting his way towards that Black Cleaver, I believe. And Scotty is going to be there as well. Won't be able to land the oh my. It's going to be Leona going for a flash. He's going to have to flash right now, but that's going to be a tough play to get away from. Going to try to do it. Scotty's still got a little bit of mana to be able to get that Leona away, but that's a summoners there lost for Leona. And a summoner-less bot lane there. Scary situation to get yourself out of. Brand did not want to risk getting inside that Leona for the kill, but that left pirate alone and defenseless, but she was able to get out in the end, so not doing too bad there. Jax, having just finished off his blue camps, is going to go for his first back. Wukong is a little bit ahead in that farm. It is level 4. Looking like he's perhaps half level above this, above Jackson. Diana will pick up Wukong going for his scuttle. He has secured both of these, so again, it's just going to continue to pump up those experience numbers. Meanwhile, IIT with their backside is going to pick up 2 long swords for herself and boots. And Brand's going to get himself that amplifying tome. They're going for that AP Brand. They want the Brand to have as much damage as Xayah at the end game. So which makes me think that Jax might be going for a for almost a pure tank build. Wukong, having picked up a kill, is going to be taking his first back here. Probably going to be able to finish off his first half, his jungle component, yeah, with that Stalker's Blade. And looking like he's going for that warrior build as well. Meanwhile, Pascal is coming up for another gank here. But won't be able to yield too much from that. Won't be too much here for Jax to invade as well. This would be a really poor call if he goes for. He's going to be walking over the scuttle. Will hit the lens, but I don't think he actually caught the Wukong, so that's going to be a tough spot to get himself out. He does have the flash available, though. Going to jump right over the blast plant. Won't be too much worse for wear. But Lissandra and Diana both roaming down here. That Sprovi is actually only about half health here. Tom does seem to be a little bit of advantage. Jmar's 9, though, picking up another kill on his own. And we saw the Singe ban, but we didn't see the Darius ban. What's leading up to that? Going to be actually Maokai forcing his flash out, as a matter of fact. Ooh. Bleed proc will just finish him off. Look at that damage from that Darius. And that's going to be a TP-less Maokai as well. It's looking like he used that to get back into the lane. Dragon Lightning going to look like he wants to set his eyes on perhaps a early dragon. It's going to be the mountain. How do I... What's the end? Yeah, I can use end to bring up the objectives. Dragon Lightning coming back around. Looks like he wants to bait for it. Does have to cleanse. It's going to be used pretty early, but the root there to follow up from the Lissandra right after is going to be able to get another kill there for the Wukong. That's going to put Diana significantly behind. She didn't have enough to get herself out of there. Lissandra doing a good job on her mana control, though. She is one of those champions in the mid lane that does sap out a lot if she's not too careful, so it's going to be the cleanse being used, though, for Diana. Tried to be able to get out of the ult with it, but Lissandra had the W to follow up with it right after. And no flash either. It's going to be level 6 Wukong here. Jax should be hitting level 6 after maybe he finishes the Gromp. I don't think he'll finish after Wolves. Another W here thrown out by Scotty here. It's not going to land from that Leona E, which means that IIT has a little bit of a chance to throw out some damage, but Scotty uncharacteristically missing that Q skill shot. So Barbell trying to do what he can. This Brogy's going to see Jagged Lightning, but they can't even go for the fight at this point. That Diana is way too behind. It's going to be actually another scuttle to be secured. And I talked about, yeah, Jax is definitely going to be struggling a little bit in the early game, but he's going to actually finally hit level 6, I believe. I heard the sound, I thought. Or maybe not. It's actually just barely. Huh! Ripperonis. IIT's bot lane is here. They are going to see that Wukong. They are going to know that something is up. Past the lamppost there is going to see that Maokai, and that's just going to continue to build this lead for Darius. So we're starting to see this divide shift here. You know, it's similar in gold, but look at where the gold is. Wukong with almost 800, 700 ahead, and the same there for the top lane. So, but past the lamppost wants to try to see if he can catch up with a kill on the Maokai, perhaps. Won't be able to do much there. Wave is pushing here in Darius' favor, so that's going to continue to starve out that Maokai from anything here. And doesn't look like Wukong wants to really handle it in the top lane now. He has shown bot 2 or 3 times, so looking like he wants to put his hopes there, but IIT looks like they're going to have the summoners, both of them on both summoners on both players coming up just now. They're not going to go for anything else. They're going to go for that recall. Try to see what they can do. And Jax is going to take some initiative on his own and take over that Rift Herald. So, good stuff to see here. Turret plating on both sides pretty even. J Mars does remain untouched, but I don't think I've seen any turret platings go off yet. I think really game has kind of slowed down a bit. Everyone wants to just get to level 6 first, but probably the real fight will start after that next dragon comes up, looking like an ocean dragon coming up in about 4 minutes. This Brogy once again trying to monitor his river. But he's going to be chased around. It's going to be no cleanse available and going to be caught by the Leona. A nice Leona roam there. No vision here on this river. 1, 2, 3 wards here. Has Princeton claiming this entire bot side territory for themselves, but they do want J Mars to go on a kill of his own. They do want the Wukong to try to see if he can get some shutdown. It's going to be 150 on him. It's going to be a lot of minions on there. Can they go for the play? J Mars going to try to do what he can, but the knock up there from the Wukong is going to finally be able to get some shutdown gold, and Jax cannot help in that situation. Too low, it seems. I'm not sure from what, though. Maybe it's just from the camps, perhaps, but from that roam, IIT is going to push themselves all the way up here. They are going to be able to get a turret plating. And so will Lysandra as well. Will be a slight lead. Brand not going to be taking any damage from it, but it is going to be a flash Q there from these guys. Pyre going to be stuck in this tough situation. He's going to try to flash himself back. Ooh, the heal, but the Q stun is not going to be enough damage. A nice play there from that Leona to have the Q ready, but that's going to be some tough kills to swallow there for IIT's team. Big shutdown for Darius. Xayah unfortunately getting shut down there. But the flash play from the Leona, that support has the initiative to know when to turn to fight, for sure. Diana will be able to capture her first turret plate. Smite there to secure up that first scuttle there, I believe, for past lamppost. But never forget, Leona's cooldown on that ult is merciless. It's only, you know, even in level 1, only less than a minute and a half. Like, IIT, though, still looks like they want to fight. It is going to be Lysandra using the claw, but she's not going to fall for it. IIT is here to collapse back, but it's going to be the Maokai TP. IIT looks like they still want to go for the fight. Going to be starting it off here, but the Wukong here is just behind. It's going to be instantly taking out the Jax. Scotty Red just barely going to be able to fall, but flashes right in the nick of time. 5 members up there from Princeton there to converge finally. But it is going to be a flash for flash trader for that Wukong and Brand. Brand will not fall, thankfully. But Xayah was too late to come either. Meanwhile, J Mars wants to get himself a second turret plate. So looking like a couple of needed assists there coming for the Maokai. I think he had the assist from the top gank from Wukong, and I think he got picked up 2 from past the lamppost and Disperogi there dying, I believe. But yeah, Diana not having the best of games here. 0-4-1 against this Lysandra is not going to help things out. She's already about a 1.3, 1.2k behind in terms of the gold. Dragon Lightning clearing whatever vision that he can, trying to see if they can secure themselves this second Drake. But Darius does have the option to come to this fight with the Maokai not having the TP, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like IIT just will likely give up perhaps this Dragon. Try to see if they can just build whatever lead that they can with this Darius. Try to get him into the game, but IIT wants to try to see what they can do with this wave. The Wukong is not there yet. He does have his ult available, though. Will be a little bit of damage there. You're not going to go for anything more, it doesn't look like. But it is going to take a decent amount of damage before Lysandra will finally take it out, leaving the turret at only about 1,600 health. Meanwhile, 4 members of Princeton here converging around here. They are going to be spotted by this River Ward, perhaps. Ooh, okay, sidestep there from this Disperogi, but Flash going to be used. That's not going to be enough, unfortunately. They camping continuously on these guys, but Pirate's going to be walking right into this. She's going to be using her ult, trying to see what she can do to get out, but it's not going to be enough damage. Lysandra going to be flashing over the red buff to be able to just secure that ultimate on top of the Brand Ice Beast Fire in this case. And that's going to be another 3 kills there for these guys to continue to push their lead now to 2k ahead. But J Mars wants to try to see what he can do to get himself focused on these tower objectives. It's going to be now a second dragon here falling. But I believe J-Mars will not be able to get the first turret either. That's definitely tough. Past the lamppost doesn't seem like he was able to hold against it. So they'll be able to... J-Mars will finally be able to get it on his own, but... won't be able to do much more besides that. Did I just see a ghost? Oh my. J-Mars just wants to go right in for it, but the damage is not there, and taking a little bit of turret aggro as well. IIT, 4 members here in the mid. Drax still just trying to do what he can to catch back up. He's going to be only just on the cusp at level 9. Meanwhile, Wukong already halfway there to level 11. Couple of messages. If he's asking for folks to pass the lamppost, then does he really have a lamppost? Oh. Alright, that's good logic. I can't fault you for that. Big Selfie. Risk Taker Wire mic sounds like underwater. Because it's a G230, and I don't invest in good equipment, so I apologize if the audio is... I think you can still make out my words, but I do know that the quality is sometimes a little bit sporty. So IIT 1 for 1 in terms of the turrets, but they are having trouble, I think, trying to keep track of what's going on inside on their lanes. Meanwhile, a little bit of a switch up here. Lysandra going to be here on the top side. Past the lamppost wants to see what he can do to put whatever, wants to start off and engage right from the get-go, but not going to really phase that Leona too much. He's going to have the Glacial, looking like a Zeke's first item from the sounds of it. Marco going to be Roman lumbering his way up with a 10-second ult coming up. Looking like they still want to be fighting for this Rift Herald, but again, I believe just too many advantages here. Look at that gold lead there for Jackson Wukong. That's almost more than 2k. That's almost a full item at that point. Q there will be just things to start things off, but the stun will be able to land on both members. But IT looks like they want to go for the fight regardless. It is going to be a little bit of damage, but they're not going to have enough. J-Mars trying to go for the flash ultimate. Not going to be enough. Not going to be enough, and this Baroki was not there to help things out either. Ooh. Not the best of starts for these guys. Flash engage again, but the Maokai is there. Brandon ultimate will be able to do a little bit of damage. It's going to be able to get the Maokai, but it's not worth too much just yet. Borg going to be used there for the Varus to keep the Brandon. Plays a flash there from the Wukong to try to see what he can do. Nice stun. Won't be enough, though, to kill him. One more second could have been able to get that turret aggro, but it's not going to be able to do it, and the Rift Herald will continue to push its way. Can he kill it before it makes its collapse? We'll be able to do it to stop the bleeding just a little bit. But another tower is going to push this now into almost a 5k gold lead here for Princeton as they continue to extend their lead. The final, another tier 1 here with the top, with the Lysandra split push. Not giving too many chances for IIT to come back. J-Mars definitely can't do it on his own, unfortunately. Definitely struggling in terms of being able to have true team impact. Just IIT's members are too far behind. 2k there for the Zaya, 2k there for the Diana, 4k almost for the Wukong. That's a full item. Wukong hasn't even finished his first item yet. Hasn't completed his jungler's item yet. So at this point, you know, what are the solutions here? You know, for IIT to try to see if they can get themselves back. I don't think they can risk going for 5v5s. I don't think they can risk going for this dragon. Honestly, the best way that they got to do is just try to maybe either get a surprise pick from just like a dumb roam, perhaps from Princeton, or pray for the late game, I think. Brand's going to need some time before he can get himself ready for that Leandries. We'll only have the Haunting guys right now. Bot tier 1 still holding strong. Mid, only about a 20% of it left, I'd say. Lysandra still continuing to split push. She will have the TP available here for this drag fight, but IIT still seems to be hovering around it. They still seem that they want to do something about this, but I don't know. I mean, you just need a miracle Brandle. Even the Brandle, I don't think will be enough to kill. They've got the MR. Wukong's got it. Bertrand's here. Zeke's there for the Leona. All you need is just a Maokai ultimate to, yeah, pinch them in. They're gonna try to fight it regardless, but it's gonna be a fiesta of members all the way inside and will yield to no kills. No kills at all. They try to do what they could. Scotty trying to do what he can from the backline, but that tree is built for MR. So I'm just trying to see what he can do. Can Brand pull out a 1v1? Won't be able to do enough there, but it's going to be the third dragon, meaning only one more. Oh, he's going to pick up the Crux. That's nice. But I think at this point, it's almost set in stone. I don't see a situation where IIT is able to come out of this. You know, they're just playing. They're literally playing into the Wombo for Princeton. You know, they try to put themselves here through this Tribush, but Maokai just all he needs to do is just put his ultimate right there to cut them off, and that's what you saw. You know, doesn't even matter about the summoners. I don't even think they used any summoners. No besides Diana, I think maybe try to do like a flash W to grab everybody in, but at this point, you know, it's just even with the Darius with maybe 2K lead, it's not going to be enough to kill just like 3-4 members of Princeton that are just so ahead, I think, at this point. So perhaps, you know, if Princeton's playing just by the book, Baron's going to be up. Looks like a Scuttle spawning pretty soon, but Spurger trying to see what he can do to clear, but will pop up here now. Try to see if he can even take it fast enough. 0-7-3 doesn't have the zone just ready just yet. It's going to be halfway chunked. You never want to see that if it comes right into it. They are going to see the Diana Varus moving up top. J Marstow is going to commit himself anyway. And that's going to be a 40-second timer, which means that's going to be enough time for the Baron. I don't think they're going to go for it, though. They are going to get the Scuttle, but not much more beyond that. It's going to be a pretty handy Baron there for Princeton to take. Will go practically uncontested. Going to be Varus ultimate. He's going to try to do what he can. It's going to get a nice ultimate there, but Wukong's going to be there to follow it right back up. Jax not even in the situation. Zion not even in the game. Are going to be able to get some shutdown. That is going to be valuable gold. Brand going to have the 700 G to finish up his Leandris, get himself another blasting one. So, if I'm being frank, I'm almost certain that the Brand did more damage than Xayah so far in this game. It's tough, you know, for Xayah to have the tools, and really just the poor 2v2 that we saw there earlier is gonna be what does it for sure. Baron will dwindle down to now just under 1k. Smite there to finish it off just to be safe, but you know, we're almost approaching the 10k deficit. When you reach that point, that's just tough. I think early game Lissandra didn't even have any kills to her name practically. It was just like 0-3. I think she was just assisting to Wukong, but unfortunately, just like that's a little bit of passive split pushing to be able to just continue to like rack up the income necessary to get her items, and she's a threat now. You know, none IIT's, you know, highest gold player, highest like income with the Darius is only outshadowed by the only able to go over to Maokai and Leona. Everyone else, these three carriers, Varus, Lissandra, and Wukong, are just able to do too much. And I'm not even going to cast this part. It seems to be done here for a pretty resounding statement here from Princeton. You know, tough break though. Hawks definitely, I think, learned some valuable lessons. I think they got to definitely realize that they need to respect the opponents a little bit more. We'll call this a warm up, all right? So Nexus will finally finish off here. Scotty trying to do a valiant last stand, but it will finally fall. Princeton will take game 2, 29-8, 47.5 to 35.5k gold. So well played for I have no clue what their mascot is. Okay. Well played there from Princeton to make a really, really big opening statement for game 2 here. Definitely MVP for that Wukong. Even with the 4 junglers banned, Spicy shows us that he's got what it takes to be able to carry the game. I believe almost a perfect KDA? 11-0, yeah, and another one there followed by TomTom. That damage is just so nutty. And Brand, yeah, I told you, he would out damage Desire, but in that mage support lineup, I saw some good things here from IIT. They were able to make the Leona pay for going into unwarded bushes, but extending the lead was tough. And I think Leona realized that she needed to cut her losses and go for a couple of rooms, and she was able to go through that Raptor pit with the Lissandra earlier in the early mid game phase, and get another kill to just continuously put him behind. But yeah, MVP for sure will go for that Wukong for game 2. I mean, I think Lissandra played for her team. I don't think she had any standalone like insane gameplay, but it's just such a good comp there and really good draft there for Princeton. So IIT's needs to rethink, needs to cool down and think, what's the solution for this, right? It's still early days yet. It's not a back to the wall situation yet, but I think IIT needs to be able to learn from this game to go into game 3. Because if they don't take anything away from this and they play this exact same style, I think they'll be in some real trouble if we go to game 4 and perhaps if Princeton can, pretty much sweep them, despite the one win. Let's take it back to the break room, I guess, while we wait for those guys to get back. All right. Take a quick look at chat, see if anything's talking about. I'm seeing a couple of things with people saying the mic quality is really bad. I apologize for that. I think it's just a headset I bought. I think I've had this headset for maybe 2, 3, or 4 years, and it's gone through a lot of wear and tear. So, with that in mind, it's like if you're hearing it like I'm underwater, I apologize for that. But I'll try to make sure if I go into the next academic year and still continue casting, I'll make sure to invest in a better mic. Getting a couple questions. Is this best of 3 or best of 5? Jagged Lightning responds with best of 5. That is correct. Best of 5 here for these guys, but IIT does start off with the in this best of 5 series with a free win, just due to making their way through the winners bracket undefeated, while Princeton had 1 loss. But Princeton, seems that they don't even need to worry about that with the dominant performance from game 2. I think just really a really high level class of play for these guys. Is this Illinois Tech's highest team? It's all right. Well, let's interpret highest. If you're saying it's our highest ranked team, that's no. So this Brody's trolling there with that response. We do have this team plays in CSL, right? So the CSL is kind of like, I consider it like the minor leagues, I guess, of collegiate League of Legends, because the official one that's played by Riot Games is we did have a team for that. I think the average for those guys was a D4, D3 team, and they didn't do too bad this season. They went 4-2. That's still in like the top 30th percentile, I guess, right? So still making an impact of some sort, but it's a shorter season. It's only 6 games in order to be able to get past groups. Meanwhile, here with CSL, you guys have got over 11 or 12, at least more than 10 games for the season, right? So, it's a quality versus quantity kind of thing. And to be frank, right, like in collegiate esports, the community aspect, I think, is really the more of the is the bigger picture here, right? You don't have to have a full studded diamond lineup to be able to submit a roster to be able to play good League of Legends. I think it's That's overrated. We are going to get started back into phase 2, though, so let me hop back into the pick ban phase, and IIT here will come back with the hold on, gotta change some sound a bit. IIT will come back with the will come onto the red side. Sorry, words, Elvin. And they're gonna respond right from the get-go with that Wukong ban. Didn't seem like they liked that option, but we did see we did see 4 bans dedicated, and I think they had one towards. I think they had one ban. I don't have it in my head right now in terms of the 5th ban, but I don't think it was a jungler. So maybe now they have to opt for all 5 bans has to be junglers. Meanwhile, Princeton will be on the blue side, and they're starting off their 3 bans with the Senna, Darius, and Singed. We saw Singed and Senna from game 1 for the bans, I remember, but now they're bringing out the Darius. Doesn't seem like Scrubler Patrick, I believe their top laner, enjoys that pick very much. So, you know, definitely J-Mars able to get himself that early IIT lead with his signature 1v1, 1v2 perhaps playstyle, but you know, wasn't able to convert that here for the team, unfortunately, just with the Wukong being too strong and the Jax just really struggling in that early game for sure. They're going to go for the Alistar support, though. They're picked up by Barbouch. And again, another level 2 kind of all-in champ, and that engage potential, you know, from who's their support? I believe it is Barbao that does play the support for the team. So like his level 2 initiate or his flash initiation is actually really no joke. I think it caught IIT off guard several times. They were not expecting that in any sense to be able to, and unfortunately, just like even though they maybe got some early kills with it or early kills from just like that level of progression, it's kind of just a bang your head against wall, just keep on going until you reach a point of just like, I'm good with it. But it's going to be IIT responding there with the Trundle Mordekaiser, so that's going to be Trundle top there for J-Mars 9. Still has that strong split push potential, but it is going to be past the lamppost, dropping the lamppost and switching it for the, what does he play? What does Mordekaiser have? It's like a huge mace, right? The thing with spikes at the end. I'm unfamiliar with my medieval lore, but it's regardless going to be a disgusting amount of AP if they're not too careful about it. And this Pierogi will be able to pick up the Caitlyn there for Pirate finally. So we're going to see some Caitlyn action finally. So that's something to look forward to. See if Pirate on his signature champion, and I say signature, and I really mean that it's one of his one of his comfort picks for sure. Could try to see what he can do to bring that game about. Meanwhile, Princeton will finish it up with the Varus and the Maokai. So Varus ADC again. So I give him like a 7 out of 10 performance. I don't think he like truly carried. It was really just support initiation and a really dominant jungle. But he tried to start some fights with his ult arrow. Didn't really land it too well. But you know, in honestly the state of League of Legends with this season, don't worry about it. you don't need to be a world-class ADC to bring your team to victory. Just literally just need to worry about spacing and you're fine, right? The second phase of bans here, we'll have the other bans, or second phase or whatever. Lissandra, Leona, Rek'Sai, and Echo taken out there for IIT. They don't want to deal with that Lissandra mid. They don't want to deal with that Leona support. And they take on another 2 junglers there from Spicy. So they want to... Princeton definitely going to have to adjust their strategy a bit, it looks like, in some aspects. But Princeton will respond with the brand ban, so they don't want to deal with that again. And a Thresh ban. So we're gonna have to see if if Scotty Red 12 is excuse me, if Scotty Red 12 wants to go for yet another mage support. He's hovering that Zyra, which can deal with the Alistar, but you got to be careful about that. And no, it is going to be the Vel'Koz. So for IIT, the final 2 picks for them are going to be a Syndra mid, Vel'Koz support, and for Princeton, it's going to be the Karthus jungle, I believe, and Diana mid. So let's see if Tom Bomb can show this Pierogi how that Diana is done. And let's see if IIT has learned their mistakes. They're still going for that mage support bottom. They still want to see if they can get that bot lane to carry as hard as possible. But, you know, one thing to note about that at IIT, that's strong. That's a risky play because especially with Alistar, even if he is behind early, his only use is for engage for the QW. If he just gets that and IIT is not prepared, they don't use their macro, they don't move around the map correctly, then they're in a tight spot. Especially with like a very weak support, with a weak backline in terms of just like tools to get away. You're gonna have to poke in the Vel'Koz, you're gonna have minimal kiting with the traps and the Caitlyn nets, but Princeton going definitely for whoever we set our eyes on kind of thing, you know, is going to be our main target. So IT needs to be able to have the good trigger discipline to know when to get out of fights, know when to back out. And we're going to get hit with that 3-minute spectate delay. So we're going to go on another break. But when we come back, game 3 on its way. Can IIT bring us back? Hashtag IIT win, hashtag PU win. Thanks, everyone. Alrighty. Believe we're good to get started. Game 2 on its way. Oh, gotta switch logos. Give me a sec. Okay. IIT will be on the red side. Meanwhile, Princeton will be on the blue. And scores are showing right. Everything looks in order. Cool. Ow. That's too loud. Alright. We talked about the lineup earlier. I don't like it when people don't get an LCS order because I have to switch it around. Whatever. Alright, it's going to be for Princeton, Maokai top, Karthus jungle, Diana mid, Varus bot, and Alistar support. Meanwhile, for IIT, it's going to be Trundle top, Ward jungle, Syndra mid, Caitlyn ADC, and Vel'Koz support. 5 members going right into the mid lane. Tom Bomb will be there to see it right at the beginning, but with Scott Red 12 is gonna be taking a scenic tour of the fountain. He had a long and lengthy discussion with our shopkeeper, and will eventually slither or I don't know what you call this movement. Slithering? Swimming? Tentacling? Whatever. His way towards that blue buff. Give Mordekaiser the help that he needs. And again, still carrying a tool of great destruction while not a lamppost. JMars 9 here will be able to see that the Maokai is about here, and we'll be walking right into the bush, and says a friendly greeting here to start things off here. Scorpio Patrick trying to do what trades that they can. Karth is going to be roaming all the way here, and they want to go for that kill. Sandra is not going to have the E, but she is going to make that Maokai flash right from the beginning, and that's going to be a very delayed start for that Maokai. Good start there for JMars for sure, as we have seen his ability to be able to get the game started. Meanwhile, Karth is going to be going for the Wolves as a level 1 instead of blue buff. Not sure if that's the actual routing that it goes. Perhaps Wolves blue buff then game. Not too sure. Pirates doing a good job. Going to be able to capture all of the CS on the first wave. That's always a good start to see. And again, if you're watching us with us today, if you're just tuning in, this is Game 3 of the Illinois Tech versus Princeton University, as they, IIT takes their first loss for the series, but still got a couple more games to go here. Level 2 here hit earlier here for Princeton, but we have seen where that leads up to sometimes, so never always a good thing to get level 2 early, as we saw from last game when IIT got it early. But JMars is going to finally hit level 3. Meanwhile, Maokai is still level 2, and he wants to just start himself right off with an engage. We'll have a pillar up to keep that Maokai rooted in place, and still just beating down on him, laying down the law. Syndra going to have to flash herself out of there. Very harrowing situation. That's going to be a big wave to sacrifice, unfortunately, but she's going to have that TP available to capture whatever little XP or whatnot she can get back with it. Meanwhile, Passive Lampo is doing a little better here in terms of his farming, not having too much trouble in the early game, and actually going to be able to secure a scuttle for himself in the early game as well. Trundle even giving it a nice whack to help him out as well. What does Trundle carry? A baseball bat? A club? I don't know if there's an official word for it. I know sometimes Riot Lore does weird things where they give names for the actual weapons. I think Siver's her boomerang thing, that there's an actual name for that. But JMars 9 going for this roam. The pillar not going to be enough, but they will be able to capture and place first blood for that Trundle. Well played there for IIT. A double roam there for these guys to keep them in check, and Diana's going to not have that flash either. So good on them. Meanwhile, Jagged Lightning going to barely be able to get away from that, but it's going to be top lag as the Jagged Lightning releases, and you should tell them you have 15 minutes. You have 15 minutes. And alright, that's flamey and unprofessional. I won't say that. They don't even see it anyway. But unfortunately, with everyone staying at home and playing League of Legends, because I can tell you right now, the state of solo queue is definitely indicative of the level of play that I'm seeing with people with bad internet, or just bad mental, or no brains, or other toxic things that I don't need to say in a public stream. Looking like we're gonna hit a bit of a timeout though, so we're gonna have to Maokai tackle his router, try to get it restarted, figure out what's going on. But what else we got? Doesn't look like anything too exciting. Caitlyn building up a nice CS lead there, but what? Just gonna Hunter's Potion there for the very interesting. But then how come? Oh, it's gold that you have right now. Sorry, I always get a little bit confused over the numbers when I look at them. Oops. Sorry, misclicked. We're still in the disconnect. I always forget my hotkeys. Anyway, let's talk about the games. Notebooks with it, bro. That's just a lamppost with a skin. Thank you for clarifying. So that means that what? when past the lamppost plays like Kane or something, that's just another lamppost, but just a very sharp lamppost. Is that where we're going now? Just basically every single tool that Danny plays with is a lamppost. I think that's the conclusion that we've reached. A couple of other things. McCluck, I think I already answered this question, but is this IIT's highest team? No, we do have a Division 1-2 team. A couple of compliments. Awesome casting from Big Selpy. Appreciate it. I don't see any follows though. I've got 25 viewers but no follows. That's the kind of complicit support that I need. Just a joke. Yeah, doesn't seem like too much of anything too crazy right now from the start, but it will be JMars9 once again able to pick up that first blood. If I actually had like a team to help me do like stats and stuff after each game, I should have kept a record of this season of how many first bloods JMars got for IIT's team. It's like I could say like it's definitely more than 40%. It's definitely more than 40%. Jagged Lightning with another restarting internet, and I think it's about the same timing. Like what I think last game 1 we were also around the 26-25 minute mark when the game got started. So maybe they've got the same internet provider. Who knows? Excuse me. It's a very nice day today, but it's like super hot. My window's open. Maybe I should close it. What is it right now? It's 82. Yeah, we're closing this. Okay. And then I'm gonna notch up my fan by 1 as well. And everybody that's watching us today, I'm not sure if my audience today is, all IIT students, or we like half and half, some Princeton people as well. But past the lamppost is going to get it started right here with it. Engage on this Mordecai. There's going to be a flash, though, right there onto from the Alistar. We talked about that engage potential. They still want to go for a fight. Perhaps the nice Q there won't be able to land, though. So they're going to have to just deal with that 1 kill. And another DC, though, from the Maokai. And another reconnect from that Maokai. I think he's stabilized, though, enough. Because for those that don't know, if you actually, like, timeout in League of Legends and you're spectating and the timeout extends beyond like the 3-minute delay that's normally placed, the game will just not actually go. Nice damage there. It's gonna force Spicy to flash out. That definitely was killable. That definitely would have been a kill there for IIT. So Vel'Koz doing a much more prowess there for these guys here. But this rogue's gonna instantly send out a couple of question marks. They don't know where the Diana is. They are respecting it. They're gonna put a ward there in the river. But that'll be the end of it. Mordekaiser, unfortunately, taking a hit there. But I believe, if you think of it on a game sense, like, Mordekaiser being behind isn't terrible as much as a... what did he play game 1? He played Jax. Like, Jax always has to be in a team fight, and he will always be the one that every guy is looking out for, right? Because of that E. And when it comes to Mordekaiser, though, right, his greatest strength will be his ultimate to isolate one of the characters from the game. So like, if he, for instance, nice E there to follow it up, a little bit of damage there on TomTom, but not too much the worse for wear. Will pop a health potion of her own, so she'll get right back up to health, and Varus is going to let a Q fly free and tag the Vel'Koz, but he should be okay. And again, flash engages on top of this Hex Flash, so IIT needs to definitely make sure they're keeping an eye out for that. JMar's not going to be doing a little bit of roaming on his own. There's going to be no vision, though. And Karthus doesn't really have anything to lose either, since he's already done all of his clear, but IIT looks like they're opting, perhaps, to try to have this Mordekaiser do what he can on the top side. They're going to have this wave pushing out. Mordekaiser is available, but I don't think he's going to fall for it. Early Dragon, perhaps. Jagged Lightning going to pick up this scuttle here in the bot river. It's going to be a ward placed down by Vel'Koz just at that moment. So they should be able to see it when it starts. The ward there placed by Barbach, excuse me, mispronounced it, and keep an eye out for that. So a lot of members, you know, focused around right here on this bottom side area. It's going to be a smite there for Jagged Lightning to get himself to level 6. Able to secure that. Mordekaiser will want to have this blue buff, though, I think. Actually, does he need it? Maybe not, but I still think he should get this level 2 one. Try to just catch up to level 6 as much as possible. Try to have whatever damage you can, because you can't outpace Karthus farming. But the problem is this Hex Flash is not going to be used, and IT doesn't actually knew that was actually on its way. So armor going to be built here by Alistar. I'm not sure if Zeke's is the first item that you do on Alistar. I think it's got to be Knight's Vow. You need the health more than the MR. Scrumpler Patrick though with a dive there. Hold on. Looks like JMars9 had a slight misplay here. Unfortunately, tried to go for a dive perhaps. Big commitment here for this guy. Oh, it's close. He tried. The flash and the minion aggro won't be enough. Karthus even trying to use ult to finish it off. Not going to even be needed, so he's not going to have to assist. So that is a good something to keep track of, but JMars9 not traditional to normally have him lose out on an engage purely like that. And Scrubbler Patrick is going to get hit with another disconnect. That's just like a that's just toxic. It's just like a straight savage move because it's like you DC and then you're like, oh, whatever, I don't even care. Like I'll still beat you 1v1, which is also what happened from game 1. So that's 5 times funnier. Jagged Lightning with the Arizona Ping Keck W. I swear to God, we should pull the. Excuse me, I shouldn't swear. I feel like we should. I really want to just like banter with Princeton and say, "Oh, you guys got 15 minutes," and just see how they react. Because now they've used up 5, so we'll have to see. But game already starting off a little bit. Bit of technical difficulties as we've been seeing on both games. Ooh, excuse me. Bot side seems to be doing a much better job. Ferris is keeping even though. He's gonna have to swing with Dirk. 700. Why does he have more gold though? Oh, to kill. Sorry. We did get a follow. Princeton Esports with the follow 4 minutes ago. Thank you. Appreciate it. Big Celepi with a follow 2 minutes ago as well. Appreciate the follows. It's, you know. And while we're kind of like in this weird waiting phase, just like chat, I know there's like a 3-minute delay between us, so I can't actually interact with you just like right from the fly, but you know, keep the questions coming. If you're watching from Princeton and you want to know how our program is, you know, from what I know, I don't think Ivy Leagues get too involved with like at least their administration on a level gets like really involved with esports. And I think I had this conversation once, but it was like the main gist of it from what I got was like, oh, these schools are too traditional. Like we can't do like modern things like technology, which to me seemed preposterous because like half of your community of like super smart people are going to be also half of them are going to be introverted and like to play video games. And when you have super smart people doing esports, you can create awesome esport programs. But if you're not going to be able to have the school support for that, we came from a tech school, so we got I guess lucky in the sense that there's like a lot of high level tech being used, but it wasn't too much of a big deal for us to be able to eventually get the funding that we needed after we sent in like some data and proposals to IIT administration. Looks like Maokai will finally be able to get his game going again, but IIT is going to come back with a dragon to get themselves started. Bot lane will not be there for that. 4 members actually contributing themselves for it, and red team will be able to secure themselves that dragon. Karthus is going to be coming back to base with a Dark Seal, so he's looking like he wants to get himself started towards some kills. 40 CSL built by that Trundle. Even with the 1 kill on that Maokai, it's still almost 1k ahead there. IIT making good work on getting themselves a first objective on the map. Turrets here in the top, about the same. About the same here in the bottom. I think bottom here, in the mid, excuse me, bottom is perhaps approaching their first turret play. Karthus is going to be finishing up this red, could be looking for a roam right along with this Alistar pathing. There is going to be a ward into Tribush to keep an eye out for it though. And a pink as well, just to hold it as well. IIT should know that the Alistar flash is available now from that flash play that they used earlier to kill that Mordekaiser, so this is going to be an interesting roam here. Bao don't group up here. It is going to be the knock up there. Flash knock up there to just keep that Caitlyn in place. She's going to try to get out what she can, but the Ignite's going to be doing a decent amount of damage. Spicy is going to barely be able to walk out. Well, it's okay. 300 health. It's not that too bad. It's not terrible. But Alistar again, that flash aggression. I think let me do a quick replay. I want to see if the Caitlyn predicted that flash. So I'm gonna do a quick rewind. Oh yeah, sponsored by MasterCard. Alright, take a quick check again. Okay, so nice double knockout. No, she needed to flash that. She needed to flash the Verisol. She definitely needed to flash the Verisol. That would have been what got her out of there. That's unfortunate though. That's definitely not a fun pill to swallow. But the Vel'Koz ult cleaves right through a bunch of these guys, so they're able to make some get another kill out of it. Continue to push Varus' lead up a bit. Continue to make that Caitlyn fall behind where she can. Past the lamppost though is going to be going on this solo Herald adventure, and I'm forwarding just so I can make sure I keep up with the delay. So I apologize. Alistar going for another roam though. It's going to be able to get the knockup. It's going to be Lissandra falling right into place. Nice E to get her out though, but follow up from Lissandra. Why did I say Lissandra? It's Diana. It's Diana. Follow from Diana. Alistar too strong. Therefore, just Brody will have his first death of the day. Scrubwood Patrick coming here around past the lamppost as well. They're going to try to go for the 1v1. It's going to be a damage there, but J-Mars Knight can not hold on. The Karthus ult will be able to finish it off, and that Dark Seal is starting its way up. So it's going to have that plus 6 AP right there. 4 stacks on it. 4 glories. Is that it? Sorry. So the Barbouch roaming is present. It's starting. Oh, it's going to be another. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm eating a pear at the same time. I need my snacks. Alistar roam able to spook the Vel'Koz, but I believe he was able to get out. I think he had to use his barrier just to make sure he tried to just preemptively, but he wasn't able to get the tectonic disruption off. Because if he did, I'm pretty sure he might have been able to kill the Alistar, but the Alistar roam though is just something that support. Again, I mentioned it before. He or she doesn't. It's definitely the playmaker for these guys. Varus is going to have his ultimate available, but they don't know where that Syndra is just yet. Do have a decent amount of ward coverage here in the river. Vel'Koz is going to put his own pink ward down here. They should have just that the Mordekaiser is around here. Bot more doing a much better job this game to keep even with the Karthus Jumble XP leveling. But J-Mars, you know, I think he's respecting the Maokai a little bit more. Now he realizes, okay, the Karthus could actually finish me off for those very, very close plays. So he's going to just try to just build the CSL where he can. So it's a dangerous seesaw that he has to play. If he just lets the Maokai farm just like infinitely, he'll just have items to be able to be the tank that he needs for the team, you know? But it's going to be the engage started here. Scrublord perhaps wants to start something off here. Going to be a little bit of damage here. He's going to have a little bit of minion aggro. Will be falling in top to it, but it's the damage that will be just enough to do it. J-Mars Knight will be able to pick it up, but meanwhile in the bot lane, a bunch of kills going all over. Let's see a quick rewind on that TP there from the Diana. It's going to be a Vel'Koz caught in a rock in a hard spot. She's going to try to do what she can to kite, but the TP from the Diana too late, and just Brogy coming in late to this game is not going to have the ultimate used. Wasn't able to use the ultimate to, or it looks like she used it, but it didn't actually go through. And that is tough. That's a lot of kills there, continuing to go into the ADC and mid's pockets this time. And Karth is practically just there for emotional support. That's going to be a gigantic Q there in terms of damage. JMar's trying to see what he's going to do to walk out. He's going to have the flash. Trying to see what he can do to chase. And he might just be able to walk out of this. It's going to be very, very close. Ooh. But Mordekaiser wants to pay respects. Can he, if he ults him? He's going to try it. Oh, wait. No, I can't look. Otherwise, I'll get bugged. I can't look. If I look at the Mordekaiser ult, it'll bug me, and it's going to be really bad. Okay. Okay. Karthus kills the ward. But the Mordekaiser was also going to finish it off, so it wasn't enough damage. He tried, though. That's unfortunate. It's going to definitely build up the Mordekaiser's. Gonna continue to push him behind. Unfortunately, and he was doing so well as well with the kills and the XP and some of those objectives. But IIT's going to try their luck with the second drag here. It's going to be an Infernal up. No vision here available for these guys, but they don't have to smite. You have to be a pretty ballsy player if they want to try it. They're going to have a very group. The Hex Flash coming in here for the Alistar, but doesn't look like they want to maybe invest in anymore. Nice trap there from the Caitlyn, but not going to be really enough damage. And there is the shutdown gold starting to build up here. Diana, Varus, so. Trundle, though, still going for some armor items, but I think perhaps after this Tiamat, he might have to settle for an MR item. Looks like the Rift Herald timer was finally going to expire. Mordekaiser plays to get all the way up there in the top. JMar's 9, walking all the way through the tower. And another kill here for these guys. Pyro going to try to go on his way through a 1v1 to... Wait. Alright. I was actually a little worried. But, oh, wait, hold on. This is the IIT comeback. Take it back. Let's actually watch. Okay, I want to actually watch this. Okay, 2v1 here. They get after the dragon. I saw the return being placed and I got distracted. Varus lets one fly, doesn't actually land. Scotty wants to go on the offense if he has the level 2 boots. We'll be able to capture the Varus. We'll go for a sidestep. We'll actually flat Tectonic Disruption. Nice flash play there for it, but the exhaust's not going to be enough. Misses that Q from Pyre. That's uncommon. But IIT going to follow up instantly with this Jmar's rogue here. Just Rogi not going to be enough damage. Nice E there to finish it off. Jmar's barely going to be able to get the kill there with that ultimate as well. Barbell going to be very low. Doesn't had an auto available, but not going to risk it. Again, I believe Jmar's showing a little bit more trigger discipline, having a little bit more. I take it back. Can he get that 1v2? No, the Maokai Q will push him back into turret range, and just when I was thinking that Jmar's was going to go back, the Maokai is right there, and no vision here control for it. So, a much closer game, I think. IIT definitely doing better, I think, all around, but this is kind of one of those things where if they don't, it's small leads like this that can maybe make things go out of control, you know? I think it's got to be, they've got to be more careful of positioning. They got to be more careful of just like after the fight, just go right back. Don't even push this wave up. They got to make those calls and they got to agree with it as a team. Bear's showing a little bit of 1v2 prowess though. Nice little flash play to get away from the Tectonic knockup from Vel'Koz, so you know, it doesn't walk away without anything. But turret plating will expire. First tower perhaps in contention here. Pirate wants to see what he can do to stop that, but it's not. Don't think it's going to be enough. Just enough damage. It will be the first turret falling. Pirate going to be chunked a third of his health with just that Varus Q. Mordekaiser wants to go for the fight here though. They're going to leave these top guys to duke it out on their own. Maokai wants to stay in the game here. Nice little bit of knock up there. Jmars wants to follow it up. He's going to be letting him go, but 3 members here flashing for it, in fact. And this Rogi late to the game again. That sucks. Can't let that happen. This Rogi trying to do what he can. Doesn't have the damage just yet, but they are looking for perhaps a dive. The ultimate going to be there, used by Sigma, but it's just not going to be enough damage. Too little, too late. They got to be able to keep up. Bot lane here transitions here towards the mid now with the first tower out of its way, but this top side going to go for this tower here, and we'll be able to capture the second one. Meanwhile, Karthus is going to be soloing this hero to probably take the mid as well, or perhaps a tier 2. IIT is starting to struggle now. They're going to be able to notice the Hex Flash is on its way. They are going to notice they got the knockup. He's going to use his ultimate instantly. Wicked Scotty Red does have the ultimate available, but not going to use it against that Alistar damage. Ooh, another little Q there from Spicy. A spicy Q. We'll be able to land on that Valkyrie and spook him away just a bit more. Now Varus left alone. Won't be able to get the Hex Tech on him, but IIT definitely respecting the damage that that guy is able to bring out now. Ruby Crystal. Black Cleaver? Death Stance, maybe? I'm trying to think what items he will get with that. Not a traditional agency item, I think. We'll see. J-Mars, though, coming back with a turn of his own. So that's good to see. But we are going to be having the third dragon, this time a Cloud, spawning in 50 seconds. IIT has been doing a pretty good job on that for the most part, but the knock up there from the Moor, they are going to have damage, but they know that the Alistar shouldn't have his ultimate, going to be using the Zonius, in fact, to get himself out of that, but the collapse is huge there from these guys. Hero going to be used as well, and this is tough. 5 members strong here. They're going to be able to get this turret. They're going to probably be able to get their way to tier 2. J-Mars is going to try to do what he can to split push his way through it. A little bit of damage there. Diana's still tanking just a bit for some reason. But we'll be able to finish it off, and they look like they want to push it all the way to the tier 3. IIT is going to have a tough time here. It is going to be the inhib turret. 3 turrets just right there, gone in front of your eyes, and it's going to push Princeton to a huge lead at 36k gold here at 20 minutes. Almost now 7k above the IIT Hawks. Cloud Drake, not necessarily what people might say will be the most impact, but with the buff giving it a cooldown reduction on their ultimates, and seeing that these guys are wanting to fight all the time, might just be enough. Oh, Mordekaiser, you fail me. Or not having the best of times here. Hasn't really been able to have much impact in the game since his early couple of kills, like 2-1-2 or 2-2-1, but it's pretty much been 5 deaths just non-stop here. Pretty much after this like 12-minute, 15-minute mark, IIT really was not able to come together on a consensus in terms of how to play the game correctly. Looks like we're going to reach low in the game, though. 4 minutes until the next dragon spawn, so while we let these guys kind of go about their thing, I'll answer some questions from Twitch. April Range with, what strategy do you expect super smart students at IIT? Well, thanks for the compliment about IIT students, but I think she's referring to the strategy I was talking about, just like for schools to get more involved in esports, and I think for those kind of traditional senses, hold on. Oh, Scrubboard's very close to being able to finish off that syndrome, but this rogue's going to be able to get that kill. Karthus, though, is not going to have his ultimate available. He needs to back right now if he wants to be able to get away from that. Looks like she will be able to, but... Sorry, just going back. Wait, surrender vote for blue team 1-3. Alright, these guys look like they know what they want to do. Another turret here, 6 turrets now to Princeton's name. A dive here on this Barogian just instantly cleaned right through. Tom Bond is Tom gone on that Diana, on that Syndra. Oh man. This is getting a quick state of flash play here on that Scotty Red, but the flash is gonna be not gonna be enough here to get any kills. Pirate too low here to do much more, and the ultimate's just followed up. Nice flash play from Diana. She wants to try to see what she can do. Oh my lord! Oh my, and that's got to be game. All right, watch this play. That Varus, the full extent of his Q. Bop, 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 and right on top of that, poor Caitlyn. That is tough. I think that's got to be perhaps game. 20 seconds until anyone's available. But if IIT wants to hold strong, they might try to just wait for a bit, but I think you're at a stage just too little too late, I think. Look at that damage from the team. Spicy's still taking a decent amount. Oh my god, flash play here from Karthus. We'll try to do what he can. It's going to be Valkot's going to be able to pick up Syndra, excuse me, able to pick up that kill. But Turret's still standing. They're just going to try to fight themselves under the fountain. It's going to be a full dive here. Alistar going all the way in. Two members too low. Mordekaiser are going to be able to kill the Diana. Flash here from past Lampos, trying to keep the Alistar. The damage from the Cloud is there. Couple kills here. Ultimate here from Caitlyn going to be chunking down that Spicy, but he has the 600 gold. Can they pull him in? Slow there from the Velkots. Ooh, able to finish off. Flash play from the Caitlyn to get the auto. And get some shutdown goal, and that's going to be an ace there for IIT. Princeton playing a little bit selfish there, but I think there's just a little bit of overconfidence from these guys. They're just like, you know what, let's just go for it. We're going to win anyway, in terms of their decision-making. IIT's going to try their hand at this Baron, but you got the TP available from the Mord. Can they truly do it? Spoiler alert, I don't think so. I think I needed to finish my closing thoughts on like the strategy for Princeton. It's just, you know, a lot of student orgs that I see that try to like talk with faculty is just kind of a we know it, you don't kind of thing, and I think that that kind of communication starting from the start is like just really unnecessary. I think in order to build a dialogue on esports in college, you need to make sure that they understand what it does to the players, you know, show it goes beyond just the game. Past the Lampos going to try to go for his Miracle Steal. Alistar won't be there to help for it, and Past the Lampos is going to have it tough. This might be it for him. It's going to be a quick goodbye. IT extending themselves all the way around here. They're going to be a Velkot's dive, in fact, but it's going to just leave Sproky right in the middle. She wants to maybe put a trap down, but it's not going to be enough, really. Vera's Q just going to finish off the Caitlyn, and that's got to be the game. Oh my god, Spicy, you are too spicy for me. That's hot. Tough break here for the Hawks. I thought I saw some things go well in the early game for these guys level 2, but just not yet. It's going to be the reverse ace here for Princeton. It's going to be 24 minutes 23, and Princeton will take yet another victory here. 31 kills to 12. 49.1k gold to 38.7. Another 10k lead game. Well played here from Princeton. And let's take it back. Yeah. Team 2. Alright, backs to the wall here, IIT. A lot to think about. Damage, definitely better. Velkot's still showing up on top, but even on the signature Caitlyn, it was just so tough for her to be able to come to a game well, in a good state. Karthus with his ultimate. The presence of Diana mid was just really strong. She definitely played well. I don't think it was... This one, you know, it's funny because I didn't really talk too much about the Karthus, but the damage, I believe, comes just from the ultimate because it affects all 5 members. But I think in terms of, like, global presence... What, 20... 12, 19, 15. Yeah, it's just like the assists come from the ultimate. I don't think necessarily he was in lane for a lot of the assists. Maybe like 5 or 6 he wasn't just there for the team, but he was just still able to have that impact with that global. Alrighty. And then IIT not really able to make the TP plays work. That TP mid from the Diana, and then followed too late by the Syndra from IIT was definitely really tough for IIT to take. And then, yeah, Varus endgame, just like very, very, like 3 or 4 very spicy Qs. Like, that's always really satisfying. It's like a crisp play as an ADC when you get to actually have that level of effect on your games. Couple more things from chat while we just wait for these guys. I think they're in their pick draft right now. So we're getting a how did the D1 team do, by the way? Nightwind42 asks, D1 team, I mentioned this season went 4-2, so same record as the 2018-2019 season, and actually a similar placement. I think they had like 5 new additions, but like last year IIT did like 29 or 27th out of the league, and then this year I think we did like 31 or 32. So it's close, still in the 30th percentile. IIT, I think, will always stay at that stage for a good time to come. I haven't seen any incoming freshmen yet that have really shown to me that they're like, holy cow, these guys are the new young bloods that we need to get some crazy star lineups. You're gonna have also, I appreciate the promise of. I didn't tell them to do that. I don't draft for these guys, but I did see these guys practice it once, but weren't able to really make it work in the end. Elvin would have loved to duo cast. I would have too, but sorry that you're busy. At least you can watch this, right? And IIT Pirate with the monk, as Pirate's got to figure out what he wants to do to get himself back into this game, but I think the guys still have to go into their pick bands, so we'll let things rest for a while. And I don't really want to go into like their into the chat room with them and talk to them at all yet. You know, let them focus on their own game. They got to figure things out on their own. Jagged Lightning's gonna hit us with that R, looking like game 4. A must-win situation here for IIT. And it's tough, you know, particularly because of the CSL season. I can actually comment on this because I think it's I wouldn't say it's unfair, but it's there's a cause for this. I think if you took IIT's team, this Division C team, Division 3 team, like right now, and matched them against Division 3 team, if you took a time capsule like a month or 2 ago when these guys were in their prime, like early March, you would see a noticeable difference, right? Because I think this is for all colleges, and I think this is what a lot of tournament organizers had to debate about in terms of like organizing events and stuff. Is like a lot of these schools in esports right now, right? They have their we're a pick band. A lot of these schools, right? They have their esport labs or esport computer stadiums and whatnot that they practice in normally. So you're not going to have the best peripherals. Everyone's playing from home now. You're going to have a lot more internet issues like this. So you can't even trust if you're going to have a full 5-man team. And then, not to mention, like, yeah, it's just like, why should I be worrying about video games when I got probably a ton of more other issues, you know, on my mind during a time of quarantine and protesting and whatnot going around the city. Anyway. That's just my 2 cents on it. I don't think this IIT squad has actually practiced as a group in a while together. So it's actually there's a cause for it. But anyways, that's always the toughest to see. But with 3 guys graduating, you know, the priority isn't gaming as much anymore. It's going into what's the next career, right? So. It's definitely hard to see, you know, the 3 seniors with their go-in match getting tossed around like this. But I think IIT had some highlights this season. I think they had some highlights this game. I want to see them being able to walk away from at least one game with their heads held high, thinking, you know what, like we did our best. This is what I'm happy with, right? So Pirate needs to work it out with his team. Needs to come together and figure out like. How can we match that Barbouch aggression? How can we try to reduce the impact of the jungler? How can we give J Mars whatever advantage he needs? So first phase picks are going to come out. It's going to be first phase of bans. We'll have Karthus, Leona, and Wukong taken out. So 2 junglers that Princeton has shown and 2 junglers removed. Wukong and Karthus. And Leona once again banned from game 1. So again, the aggression, IIT is respecting that. Meanwhile, for Princeton, they're going to go with the Senna, Darius, and Singe. So I think similar bans once again that we saw from game 1. And then for the first phase picks, you're going to have JMars 9 getting Tom Kench. I believe that's going to be a Tom Kench top lane. And past the lamppost, I thought I said in game 2, like, or game 3, what happens if Cade, like, is it another lamppost? No, it's just a very sharp lamppost, as I have concluded. And Scotty Red 12 looks like it's going to be on that brand again, picked up there by Disperoni. Meanwhile, for Princeton, it's going to be Barbouch on the Alistar, Spicy on that Varus, a very spicy Varus, and don't want to deal with that. And the Graves now picked up though for Scrubbler Pattern. That's got to be the Graves carry jungle again. So carry jungle to carry bot lane. What can IIT do against that? Can they find a way to outplay that level of aggression? They need to be able to have the tools to kite. They need to be able to control the roams, and they need to be able to like monitor that jungler. Kane, 1v1 against Graves. I think it's even. I don't play enough jungle with these guys to actually understand the matchup, but I think a lot of this rides on mid and jungle here for IIT. They definitely seem to be outmatched in this case against Princeton's lineup, so they gotta be able to do what they can to try to not shift that lead anywhere else if their enemy gets it, to not get that lead anywhere else. Try to keep bot and top as sustained as possible. I think Kane's gotta perhaps look for a rush level 6, or he needs to look for a camp on the top or bot to just try to keep these guys as relevant as possible into the game, to just try to do what they can. I think Graves, especially with a Graves carry, like you're gonna have him quickly in the mid game get that 2-level advantage, 3-level advantage perhaps. So don't want that to happen. These guys are gonna have to try to fight their way out of it. 2 bans here though. For the second stage, it's going to be the Lissandra and Diana, both mids once again taken out here from this Broden. So 2 mids, 2 junglers. They're just trying to constantly move the needle, move the bar away from Princeton, try to just continue to have them face against new things. And that's a warranted strategy. I think they have to think, like, well, if they bring out something new and we don't know how to play against that, well then, if it's a completely new chap, then we're just not gonna be prepared at all, right? So we'll have to see what that brings them. And then Princeton is going to bring it back with the Xayah and Caitlyn ban, looking like, even without that, perhaps high of an impact. I'm just going to say it with the Caitlyn. Just don't even want to get that Pirate at all. They're going to put Pirate on Bane, and Scotty will be on his Brantford once again. Meanwhile, though, it's going to be the Echo and the Maokai picked up again. So Maokai on Scrub with Patrick seemed to be doing pretty well, on his own. So he's on the tree duty, on the tank duty. And timer's nearly winding down, so we're going to be taking now to game 4. IIT in a must-win situation here. Princeton leading 2-1. Can the Hawks bring it back? We're going to have the 3-minute delay, and when we come back, game 4 on its way. All right, guys? Thanks, everyone. All right, welcome back, everyone. Game 4 on its way here. IIT will be on the blue side, and Princeton will be on the red. Princeton leading, once again, a pretty dominant performance game 3, I would say. Similar results, very high lead. But IIT, I saw signs of life in them in the early game. I think they're starting to get a better grasp. I think they've warmed up more, but not too many more chances to warm up. Princeton now in a situation where one more win will bring them the victory and crown them the championship of the CSL Gold League. IIT needs to pull out their first official win if they can. It's going to be IIT here coming as a 5-man strong here for this Invader. Once again, wanting to try to see what they can get early, try to see if they can catch anyone out, but the Varus will be right there in the front to launch them an arrow right to the throat. And we'll be placing a ward right down from the start. Should be able to see, perhaps, the ward is going to be 5 members invading here. It's going to be the Varus walking all the way back out. Another ward being placed here on the blue buff. A little bit of a cow farm right there. Jamar is tasting how that cooked beef was, and they're going to walk right back out. No wards being placed down here from these guys, but Alistar is going to go for a back just to get himself a little bit healthy, and will be first for the wear. Meanwhile, it's going to be, I think I forgot to mention the last lineup. It's Disprogi on Akali mid versus Tom Bomb on to that Echo mid. Jagged Lightning is leading his team on a strong charge here to be able to get themselves this 3 wins here today, but can Pirate put himself a stop to that 40-12 CSL win-loss record here on his career? Spoke it onto this Akali. Nurse Akali, might I add. Going to be both top laners waiting around here on the bend. They are going to know that the Graves has started himself onto that blue buff. Little pings here from these guys as they're trying to see what they can do. Kane's going to have some help from his bot side to get himself the red buff, and will instantly go with the Raptors, but a little bit of a delay. Hold on. Oh my. Gotta be careful here. They're trying to do whatever they can early game before that Alistar gets level 2 with that QW. That damage is not something to be shy about, and if they group together, they are going to be in a decent amount of trouble. This Burger already having a tough time in lane, going to be chunked down to half health. The E coming in fact. That's going to be having a turret hit. Won't be able to do too much more, but does have the potential to go for perhaps a kill. Sproggy wants to try to do what he can. The E not going to be able to land, but Kane here with a late gank not going to be really enough to do here. Sproggy's just got to try to do what he can to stop this bleeding. Gray's going to be coming down here. He's going to be spotted by this buff here. Could be waiting inside the bush. It looks like they're going to try to see if they can challenge for this red buff, but they should know that the Grace is around here. He's going to try his luck at it. It's going to be a double buff. It's going to be Grace instantly autoing. He's going to go for the flash. Follow past Lampos. Got to go for the flash. That's going to be a big buff there lost if they're not able to collapse on it. But Akali too low. Echo not really there to follow it up. It's going to be the smite there to finish it off. In fact, Dramar's here to help. Maokai's not going to be able to be there to address it. This Rogue is going to be stuck. Going to try to go for the flash play. It's not going to be enough damage yet. This Rogue is going to hide it when they can. First blood there for the Akali. Well played. Jamar is going to have to try to do what he can to walk himself out of it. Taking a little bit of damage, trading off between these guys, but he does have E available. It's going to be the smite, in fact, to be able to try to keep himself healthy. But Maokai will be there to follow up. We'll be able to have Scribbler Patrick pick up that kill. Graves going to be able to walk back out with the blue buff and with an assist. But first blood. First time that we've seen the Akali grab it. And that's a good sign in my book, I think, to get her some gold. Will be 400 above that. Echo's going to grab himself and be content with the Dark Seal wave pushing up here for Echo to grab. Good convergence there to make the Graves pay, but I feel like the King should have known that the Graves was going to go for invade regardless. He saw that ward. He should have seen it. Meanwhile, Kane's going to be going over a bunch of wards here to claim these Raptors for himself. Won't be worse for the where Jagged Lightning, though, coming down for a gank of his own. They're not going to have the information for this. Balbach is going to try to do what he can. They're going to go for the condemn. They want to go for the fight. Balbach does have the flash available. Pirate needs to be able to flash himself out of it if he can. Sky Red going to go for his first. Does he have the damage? Nice little bit of knock up there, but can they follow it up? Gonna be taking a little bit of damage there. Oh, it's margins. Margins. It's margins. It's literally margins. Kane's gonna try to do what he can to follow it up. Follow up there from Scotty Spicy's gonna be taking the minion and the one. I saw it. I actually saw it. Look at this. Very close here. Very close, actually. This is a margin of just like auto attacks and minions. One auto to finish it off there. Bane needed that. Why? Because the EW doesn't actually land for Scotty. But watch this. One very loyal caster minion. Oh wait, there's one more. This one, I think. 3 HP. Can you imagine? I'd be mega tilted, because I think casters only do 6 normally? No, 27. My bad. Anyway. Kane there to pick things up, though, will be able to kill off the Alistar, I believe, but Graves still left untouched and is a very low Graves. He's going to try to do what he can solo. Going to use the smite to secure it. Actually, I don't think he can. Maybe? It's actually going to be really close. I think he got it. And because that's Graves jungle, and that's what you get. Sprogito holding out on his own, not doing too bad. Minion Dematerializer on Echo is going to be using up his last one to finish off the minion. And this is unconventional. JMars9 not having any kills to his name just yet. Will hit the level 5 though. Alistar coming for another roam. This is going to be this rogue with a nice smoke cloud to get herself out of there. And that's going to definitely help her get things out of not have to worry about that. Kane going to be seen here by the minions, I believe. So he's going to go right back into this blue jungle, get up to wolves and to ground in a bit. Meanwhile, Graves about to hit level 5 after he finishes this. So will the Kane. So these guys they're matching each other much better. I'm much happier about Lamphost's performance this game. And it does have the aggression to match up with the jungle, so that's good. Hex Flash still being used pretty aggressively by Barbouch, but I think IIT just needs to be able to make sure that they predict it, get the read on him. And Dragon Lightning is going to be going for an early Dragon. This is going to be an Akali roaming all the way. It's going to be Dragon Lightning. They take it to 222. They should see it. Scrubber Patrick's actually going to be DC. He's going to try for it. Just working with a nice little bit of damage, but the damage is not there. Nice follow-up from the brand. It's going to be a very low Disprogram. He's going to be condemned there. Follow up. One more auto will be able to do it, but it's actually not going to be enough. Scrubber is going to try to do it. Needs to dodge the Q. Does. Has to walk. 67 HP and able to get himself out of that. The damage from the Echo is just not there yet. From the Bane is not there just yet. Echo going to have to use the ultimate. Scotty Red going to try to see what he can do to get out of that, but he is too low. No mana. Can he try to kite himself out of this? It's very low. The E will be there to follow up, but the will have to fall to the turret auto. Cooldown's not high enough to be able to get him out of that. Oh my. Oh, past the lamppost. Don't you do this. Alright. Closer game. IIT is willing to duke this out to the end, and finally actually able to take a little bit of a well-spoken advantage from the early game. 2k gold lead, and this is Jmars now actually unconventional. You know, actually is tanky for his players, but still keeping up well in the CS range. So, you know, with the Tom, you're never going to get the damage to actually go for a kill unless your top lane is just completely out of his mind. But IIT's lanes are showing up, and I am there for it. Going to be a decent wave here pushing in Princeton's favor, so should be giving Pirate enough time to safely farm that on her lonesome. But it is going to leave us with a open, available Dragon past Lamppost trying to look for a gank, perhaps. Will be 3 members here. Jmars wants to transition down here, but can they see it? They are going to be getting that knockout. Barbouch is going to be available with the Q. Knock up 2 members. He's going to not have to swallow yet. Needs to be able to eat him up, I believe, if he wants to get out of it. It's going to be a very low graze. The damage is going to be enough from the brand to finish it off. Now, members of Princeton pinched inside here. Going to be a kill here from Akali onto that Echo. Varus is going to be next. IT is just there to swallow it all up. Nice kills there. This rogue is hungry for this. Barbouch going to be there. But Tom with the ultimate. Varus Vayne going to be able to get herself a kill too. Nice use of ultimates. And Brand going to be using his own little... Oh, wait. Because he was with the... All-Star? Hold on. How did they kill the Maokai? Oh. What? Well. I'd quote something like Forest Fires here, but I think that'd be too too childish. So nice play there from the Hawks. Way to bring it back for me. I thought it was doomed for them from this game just because I got so depressed watching game 2 and 3. But hey, the Hawks have life in them, all right? So don't count them out yet, my audience. I'm going to still believe in them. You should too. All right? Hashtag IIT win, hashtag P win. Let us know who you think. IIT doing a good start here, but they need to make sure that they keep this lead up, keep this aggression up, 4K gold ahead. And with Vayne with some of those items, that's definitely going to be helpful on their kit. I think the Tom Catch is a good pick there. It's nice to be able to isolate the it's very good to isolate like early dives from IIT players like the Akali Kane if they go in too deep and they need a quick exit route. They have the tools with the exit route already with the Akali smoke screen and the Kane like E and whatnot, but it's just another tool to add to their kit. I think if Vayne's able to actually build that damage, they're going to shred right through that tank. Varus has yet to really turn on, but don't count him out yet. He's not that far behind. Not that far behind at all. You gotta just make sure they're keeping an eye out on their summoners, keep an eye out on these team fights. IIT doing really well so far. Huh. IIT giving Spicy the respect he deserves with that Varus. It is a handy champion that he knows around, but IIT seems to be able to take him out in the early game with those three kills on him already. Past the Lamppost, actually, in fact, a level ahead from Jagged. Wants to see what they can do against for the fight for this Scuttle, but it's going to be secured by the Graves there. Kali will be able to have this wave push in her favor. Level 6 now available here for both sides here in the bottom. It is going to be the Ignite. Not yet ready for the brand. Going to be about a little over 30 seconds. Alistar will have his actually just a little bit earlier, but that's a margin of 10 seconds. Honestly, the way that these guys have been playing, it could actually be a winner of a game, a difference of a game by that margin. I kid you not. Tom Kench wants to go for a game, perhaps pass the Lamppost, needs to get himself out of that situation, and we'll be able to wall right through it. So not too big of a deal. Just Barovia wants to go for the fight. Nice little bit back out of there. Graves will be around there, but he should be able to see it. We'll have the smoke cloud to get himself out. Nice little getaway tool from this Barovia. Kali being a much better decision. Past the Lamppost now. Wants to go for a fight. Oh, nice little bit of damage there. He's going to be using the ult straight from the get-go, but that's not going to be enough damage just yet. Tom Kench, they're going to be using his ult to be in the fight. A little preemptive, but not too bad. It's a forgiving cooldown, 2 minutes, and it's not. It's what the next objective will be Infernal, and it's not for another 2 minutes. So honestly, you're fine. He'll be okay, I think, for a big team fight. Barbouch still waiting inside the bush, even has a trick. It's still looking for that aggressive play. They know IIT is giving the respect he needs though with it. Now sums available for both sides. It's really just a matter of time until who wants to pull that trigger. I know Barbouch. If he plays like the aggressive support I know, he's just itching to get a fight. It's like, I don't give a... I'm just wanting to fight, dude. If you're not with me, whatever. A little bit of objective control here with the... Oh. Alright. We'll clear out that control ward, but will be Decaying picking up that Rift Herald. Will be both top laners backing out here to get some items of their own. Spectre, oh, or not. Scrubble Patch is gonna stay, gonna keep himself there with it. Scotty gonna actually be having double control wards. They are trying to keep that river warded as best as possible. Spicy's still pushing up his CS. He still has it. He's still, even with the 3-dash, still able to keep himself relevant into this game, just slowly kind of farming it up. But IIT, I think they're doing a much better job in terms of respecting how that matchup will go. This Rogue needs to get himself out there, but he is going to be barely stunned by that. Wants to go for a 1v1. The ultimate there will be able to be followed. Exhaust going to be used as well. This Rogue going to be taken very close. Can he get himself out of that situation? It's going to be very close. He needs to try to run it. Echo will have his E back up in 1 second, but the knock up there from the Alistar. Varus won't be able to get the kill, but the Rift Herald will be placed down. Where did it go? Oh, okay, it's used top lane. They're going to try to see what they can do in order to match the top lane. Rift Herald will knock it down to 1500. Meanwhile, The tier 1 here in the mid will be at 2,400, about a 1k advantage, but additional players whacking at it. Brand taking a 1v1 on that Varus, and Brand finally able to turn on his own, waiting in the bush, no less. Did he know? I don't think he knew. Nice little play there. Even the Ignite and the heal, which is going to be useless against that Ignite as well. Well played there for Scotty Red. And that's going to especially be with the Infernal spawning up in 10 seconds. Should be another objective there for Hawks' favor. Scotty with a nice roam of his own. It's like, you know what, Pirate? If I'm going to be the one that's doing the damage, I don't need you anymore. Oh, man. There's going to be a back there from both the Alistar. It's going to be past the lamppost there to secure his second dragon for the team. And Inferno. Inferno and Ocean are good things for these guys. Akali will definitely have that, will be helpful for his sustain, will be helpful for the Brand for his mana control. Excuse me, it's not mana control like this anymore, it's just health. My fault. Still, they are good. They are really good dragons to have. There will be a Cloud Dragon though next. The Rift Herald spawning in a little under 4 minutes, and I think we're kind of reaching that station for the lull station in the game, perhaps. Just both sides just waiting it out a little bit. Kali will be around here. Barbouch not having as good of a time. Trying to just see what he can do. I think he's just going to wait for another controller deployment. Alright, so they're keeping that in mind. And J still wants to look for an engage here. Graves is going to be around. He's going to forego the Crux instantly and just go for the 1v1, but he needs to walk himself out there. Kane's not going to be there just yet. They're looking for that 1v1 to try to keep him in place. J needs to be able to get himself out. He's going to swallow that Maokai up. He's going to be having the flash. Past the lamppost, going to be coming back around. He's going to have that E available. Nice knock up there on the Maokai. Can he have enough to hold it? The shield's going to be there. One more ultimate. He's going to have to flash for it. We'll be able to finish that off. We'll be able to keep the Kane rooted. But the damage there for the Maokai is pretty strong. We'll be able to keep him under the turret. 2 kills there. This Rogue trying to come back. Won't be able to land that Shuriken on the Echo, though. I don't think you can look for 1v. Well, it's a manaless Maokai, but still. It's hard to say. Hard to say. Tough call there. A lot of that kind of small margin there is what you need, like exact coordination between your top and jungle to be able to focus on the exact same target. I think those guys were switching between the other like 1 or 2 times, I think. Oh my. Alright, J is going to use his TP just to put some pressure off that Akali. She was in a harrowing situation. 3-1 and 3. But it is going to just be a little bit of health left on this top turret. Can they stay for it is the question. Let's see what he can trade in for it. Another objective would be helpful. This would be the first turret, in fact. It's going to swallow that Maokai right back up. They're going to have this wet noodle fight. Spirit Visage versus Sunfire Cape. Nice little stun there. Nice little swallow there. Nice little W there. So continue to kind of just slap at each other with your branches and tongues. Still want to go for fight still. They're going to wait for it. But they're going to use past the lamppost to commit themselves for this first turret. They need to go for it. Jay Lightning is going to try to do what he can to make him pay for that by going for the inner invade here. Akali all the way inside. She has no vision to get herself out. She's trying to see what she can do. Nice little hop over there. Oh wait, hold on. That might have been a misplay. Oh no. They're gonna finish them off top lane. The Maokai stayed, so I have nothing. I'm not gonna go back to that. Alrighty. Bot side pushing up here. Scotty with his Ignite available again. Once again, we saw him use it on the Bears in a 1v1 situation. J-Mars here with his ultimate. Already used, it looks like, early. 2 minutes on the countdown. So they're roaming down here. 4v4. Kali coming all the way from around here. 4 members only alive here for Princeton. Maokai still needing some time to respawn. Pyre taking very low. We'll be able to dodge out of that, but the damage is not just there to stun from the... Friend! Ah! 88 health to just keep Pirate alive. Wait, how did the... Okay. Yeah, this was a spicy ultimate, lands it, and the Barbouch was under the bush trying to hex splash to go to save her time. Nice use and waste Ignite unfortunately too, because the I forgot the Summoners. Hold on. It's the Triumph. Able to keep her back up. Very close game. And meanwhile, J Mars and Lamppost are just booming. This in the top lane, flash play here from the Echo Trap just an effort to get the kill. But it's so tough for Princeton to come back from this. It's just small margins everywhere. Can they try to see what they can get back from this? Jack is going to use his ult just to blast right into that Frog's face. But they'll be able to get a return kill. We'll be able to walk away with something from that. But the lead still remains at about 4k gold here ahead for the Hawks today. Game 3 looking much better for these guys. 45 seconds until that Cloud Dragon spawns. Brand's going to be coming back with that ultimate nearly available by the time the Dragon spawns once again, so another 5-man fight would be good. Tahm Kench does not have his ultimate available and no TP, so if we're looking for a 5-man fight, this might be the fight that really, really depends on this game, because Maokai is, not that far behind, but it's going to be his ultimate could be something that makes or breaks the game for sure. And it doesn't look like they're going to opt for the waves. Tahm Kench is going to be here. Members of PSU, not PSU, just Princeton U, trying to pinch their way from inside here. J Mars and Pass Lampo is going to try to get themselves out of this fight. Pass Lampo is taken very low, but they're going to have to Barbosh try to take what he can. Nice swallow there from Tahm Kench to get him out of that situation. Excuse me, didn't swallow. He used the flash. Tahm Kench tries to get himself out of that situation. That damage from the Brandon and the Akali is nuts. Pyro going to go on a 1v1 against Trouble and Patrick. There's nothing you can do against that. Tom Bond is Tom gone. Or not. We'll have to shield to keep him a little alive just a bit, but a huge play there from IIT. The Brand ultimate doing so much damage for the team. Akali all over the map. 7, 1, and 5, a much different story than you normally see. And even to the point of that Dark Seal. Look at that. Gotta go. I'm proud of Rogelio for showing up on this game. He needed this victory to get IIT's mind, get their mental back together on this. But despite it's only the kills though, in the objective game, Princeton is still matching in terms of the turrets, 1-1, but this could change though. It's going to be Echo coming in with his ultimate. It's not going to be there just yet. Going to try to do what he can. Oh, very close. But won't be enough to kill it off. Barbosh is going to be taken very low. Vayne wants to turn on Flash there from the Akali, in fact. Pass the Lamppost from all the way around downtown. It's going to be Spicy trying to do what he can. Varus will be, Vayne and Kane will take down the Varus, but no! You don't have the Arbor Pad yet, so Vayne will not be able to kill off the Maokai just yet. Tahm Kench will miss that tongue, but the dive from past Lamppost sends some regards to that Graves jungle. And that's gotta be Lamppost feeling good, finally able to show up against Jack Lightning like that. Meanwhile, Scrubbler Patrick, it's just a matter of time at this point. Past the Lamppost is gonna have to slowly. Oh wait, he missed the E. Okay, alright. Save the trees. Taking their time with this. We'll have to swallow. We'll eventually kill this raid boss. Hold on, just bro, you be careful here now. We'll be able to have the Shuriken to back herself right out, but IT needs to play. They've got a lot of objectives. They are a 7k gold lead, but you never know. You honestly never know in terms of how this can go. IIT, I don't want to say throw. Don't make me jinx it, please. But they've got a lot of tools in their favor. The Brand, Scotty is in trouble here. Will be stunned up by the Brand. Won't have the damage just yet. Will have to use the ultimate just to get himself out of that. Nice condemn. Won't be enough though. In fact, the Vayne condemns him to the Brand with the E. It's funny. Kane going to try to solo this tower, but oh no. Caught out here on an objective. Going to try to see what they can do to fight against that. We'll have to knock up there from the Kane. It's going to have to ultimate 2 levels ahead on this Kane. Can he get a kill from it? I can't say he can. That's a little knock up there. That damage though is nuts. Past the Lamppost wants to kill on this Varus, and we'll be able to walk away with 2 kills. Holy cow. Danny, I was not expecting that. Well played. IIT's weaker performances from 2 and 3 from the guys responsible are showing us it doesn't have to always be that way. They're able to come out onto their own. These guys are carrying this game for us. Look at that. 2k gold lead here, 2k gold lead there. It's not even. I don't even think it's a Tom Kench that has the highest gold lead anymore. No longer do they have to rely on J Mars for this game. So well played for these guys. Really, really good stuff. And I don't think Princeton expected this either. I don't think they've banned these before. They always banned the Sage, they always banned Darius, they always banned the Senna, but finally in game 3, I think, or game 2, finally in the second time that they've played this brand now, he's able to finally come in his element. Literally, fire element. We've been streaming now for 2 hours, 23 minutes. Oh my lord. We're just going for it with this. Spurgeon wants to try to see what he can do to hunt on this very spicy, but maybe not as spicy as we thought. We'll have to see. Will be a couple of free calls. Alistar has the Zeeks. He's looking like he wants to aim himself for the redemption, try to see what sustain he can do, which means that he won't actually have as much tank as possible. He's going to have to rely on that ultimate to be able to try to do what he can to keep him healthy. If he doesn't have that ultimate, he will get cut through like sliced butter, especially with Vayne on that last Whisperer. That armor pen is going to be there. The Maokai will fall like a leaf, no longer like a tree. And shout out to Kane again, once again, for that 1v3 outplay. 2 kills to walk away from that. They were definitely not expecting that for sure. Will be another turret here falling. 5 turrets to 1 here from IIT in terms of where they lead. But they're not going to look for any more. They're going to just instantly walk their way for the 4th dragon. And this will give them the cloud buff. If they don't get it, they're going to be in a tight spot here. It is going to be the picking up that final dragon. It is going to be the Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul here for you guys that are new will be gaining 10% movement speed, increased to 50% for 6 seconds after casting your ultimate. Basically, after they start, basically in a 5-man fight, after they start fighting, they're going to be everywhere on the map. Especially with fights as chaotic as these, with Maokai, with Akali, with Kane running all over the map. This could be a lot of skirmishing happening right from the start. Nice little stun there. Is going to be using the ultimate instantly just to get himself from losing any more health. Will be an echo all the way deep inside enemy territory, but it's going to be Tom Kench slowly split pushing his way, I believe. IIT has now finished almost all of the tier 2 turrets except for the top, so that will likely be the next step. Vision game relatively on point. Supports, I mean, it's likely that Alistar has to have more since they're caught inside their own jungle more, but Graves does lead a little bit more. I want to see Kane having a little bit better vision score next game for sure. Has to be able to keep it out. To split push to 2-2-1 from the looks of it. IIT inside their red jungle, not only one ward available to see where any of the Hawks are. This is going to be the tier 2 turret falling, and it's going to be now 6 turrets gone here for Princeton, only having taken the mid. Baron is available. Do the Hawks want to go for this fight? The root here from past the lamppost. Baron is going to be using his ultimate. That's going to be a valuable ability. Not going to be there for perhaps the Baron fight. IIT wants to show their patience, wants to take their time with this. And it looks like they're going to have some discipline. They're going to take advantage of the fact that Varus has no ult. Varus, in fact, backing for this, so he's going to be very late to the game if they try to go for this. We'll be able to see it. Will be the Brand getting a nice little catch there, and that Alistar should not have the ultimate just yet. Oh, wait, he already did. It's only a minute cooldown, sorry. It will be Akali, though, therefore. They want to try to see what they can do to fight. J Mars is going to be stuck inside. As they try to focus themselves on it. Akali trying a lot of power metal going around here. Does Decay want to go for it? The Brand ultimate from all the way around town is going to go clear out a ton of members. This is probably going to be the one getting the first clear. Members of IIT here having to watch Echo. Nice condemn there to get it on the wall, all things. But the armor pen is going to be huge. Pyre is going to be there to follow up. The damage is going to be big. Flash over the place. In fact, Kane going to be flashing over just to be able to get that kill. They're going to be able to do a full ace onto Princeton. And that's going to be pings for Baron. That's going to be pings for the Tom Kenshin and Akali to go onto this turret. And perhaps their first inhibitor. That's going to be 5 members of IIT alive, 5 members with the Baron buff. And now with a 15k gold lead, an astronomical gold lead, actually, could I add. I don't think Princeton even got up to this number. I think they were at 11, so now IIT is just making their money's worth, I guess. And unfortunately, just the members of Princeton not able to have too late in the game now to be able to have enough tank. The Graves, just not able to access that back line. Haven't really been able to find a winning situation just yet. Baron buff, first minute nearly gone. IIT grouping up as a 5-man here. Akali won't have the TP just yet, but she's going to go for the back so she can pick up the Lichbane from that Sheen, so shouldn't be too bad. By the time she gets back, I think the minions will probably be near the 3rd tier. And Princeton, too scared to even go past their walls here. They have barely any vision across inside their own jungle. Top side is negligent. No one's going to be there. They know everybody from IIT is inside here, but they can't even risk going out for fear of getting caught. Tom Kench slowly waddling his way inside here. Past the lamppost coming over this wall. Bouch will be here to see it. This is going to be the first wave pushing here on its way. Jmar's just a little bit behind here. And Baron will be now a minute and a half expired. They are going to have Super Minion to slowly chunk it down. Nice little bit of knock up on Maokai. Scotty Red taking a cue from a spicy Varus right to the face. But the fight, the hold still continues for this. They still want to perhaps look for a fight. Scotty's still trying to see what he can do to front line. The ultimate going to be there. Scotty Red going to have to flash out a lot of tanky members here. That's going to be a very low Disparogi. IIT's going to try to do what they can do to kite themselves out of that nice double knock stun there from the Echo. Pirate frontlining here. Maokai going to fall. Sonya's there for Spicy. It's going to be Spicy falling now. Echo's still alive, but this is a very intense dive here. No minions here to help themselves out. Jmar's going all the way in, which is Scotty going to be fighting against Dragon Lightning by himself. Past the lamppost, going all the way on his own. It's going to be the minions finishing it off. There's Vayne will be the only one left alive, but she has the lifesteal. She's going to be able to get herself back up to health relatively safely with the Ocean Dragon. Minions, super minions pushing in. Echo's going to have to dress for that, and that's going to be two inhibs now fallen here for Princeton. Ain't going to be the lone woman walking out of this alive, but she had the damage. Scotty, unfortunately, face taking a little bit too much, but 4-4 can't really complain too much. Honestly, if IIT goes even with this, it's not the worst of things. IIT looks like they want to try to get something started. Vayne perhaps wants to look for a back or so. Elder Dragon is going to be available. It is going to be the reset. They are going to have the Echo be the first one to see. Tom Bond going to have to try their attempt on this. It's going to be 4 members of Princeton starting their way towards this draft, but it's going to take a while. They're not going to have that damage just yet. Jmar's going right inside the game. They just want to get that fight started. Double flame there from Brand to get that damage instantly out of the fight. Vayne going for that 1v1. He's going to flash right after. Well played there from Pirate. Well played there from IIT. Another ace. Quick ace there from these guys. The quadra kill from that Vayne. Elder Dragon available here as well. The TP here coming in from the Tom Kent. Just a preemptive at this point. It's got to be the game. IIT has got to be able to pull this win, and we are going to game 5. Pull out the silver scrapes. Oh my goodness. Who would have thought that the Gold League would be the most competitive league out of our entire team? GG's. IIT comes through with 42 and 18. 67.1k to 49.9k gold. That is, in other words, 17.2 practically k gold. Or 17.4k gold. Jesus Christ. That is nuts. That's a lot. Well played from these guys. Vayne definitely popped the heck off with that play today. Very proud. The Hawks, regardless of what happens at the end of this game, the Hawks can walk with their head held high. This is such a, good amount of team coordination and play and game level that these guys had as opposed to their other games. Like, I don't know what it took for the Kane and the Kali to wake up, but they definitely came through on their own element, and like they made that Graves just look lost and confused within the game. So well played for that Kane. Just so many good things there for IIT for sure. That was a really fun one to cast. I really enjoyed that one. That's gonna bring us back to the pick bands and oh boy, fun stuff. 2-2 for our Hawks. Both teams are probably now just really gotta think of how to get themselves back into this. You know, it's Princeton so cocky to the point where in Game 3 they just like practically let IIT half ace them in the fountain, and then now IIT comes back with this. You know, so it's really just like nice game for it. And then the what else? Like, yeah, and then the Alistar aggression. Hex Flash is the most frustrating summoner spell to use because when it works so well. But if you start channeling and your ADC starts fighting without you and like he gets caught, like what happened at that? You can't do anything because you're still in casting, and there's no point in letting it go because it's barely going to move anywhere. So it's like, oh my goodness, it's just like a like it's just such a tough spell to like have good discipline on. You have to really like trust your ADC to not do anything or predict that the bot lane won't react to that. I don't think they had vision on the Alistar either. So it was just like I think the Varus starting off the aggression too early, and then he was like expecting the Alistar to follow up. So it was like, oh, I'll be fine if I take like 1 or 2 autos for free, but so close to IIT's tier 1 turret, it was just like a really unfortunate play, and then that just built on top of each other all the time. Like good stuff from J Mars, you know, still able to pull out the CS League. The Maokai, you know, showing his weakness there, where it's just like he can only do so much for the team. In order for a Maokai to be good, the rest of your team has to be good, and the rest of his team was not good, and he couldn't do as much. IIT, like there were just times where they just completely ignored him after his ultimate, and they would just dive everybody else. But the tree can only lumber so far, and against the Vayne 1v1, like 9 times out of 10, the Vayne will 1v1 you, especially with the armor pen. So like there was only one time the Maokai got the kill on the Vayne by herself, but she was like already like super low for other reasons. Good stuff. That was like really a really good game. I'm happy for the Hawks that they got away with that. Not got away. They pulled off that win. I should phrase it better. All right, I gotta get my silver scrapes ready. So while these guys get into queue, I'm gonna start looking up that song and get myself copyright striked. I'll put on some music while you guys wait. Oh, too loud. Okay. It's going to be Game 5 now on its way here for us today. We are in for the treat. Backs against the wall, Game 4. IIT ends up pulling it through, you guys. Just really good stuff to see from both teams today. This is quality League of Legends. You gotta be here to see it. Like, Game 5 Silver Square winner takes. Oh, I'm gonna put this on my Discord. Like, these guys have worked really hard, I think, on both teams for just this entire season. You have beaten the quarantine. Hopefully, well, it's still going. And you have beaten, like, online classes. You have beaten, like, probably terrible campus food if you're staying in dorms during this time, you know? So, like, everything going around, if you're in a major city with what's going around today, like, you would never think that it would be like gaming that could unite us together like this. I'm just man, it's good stuff to see all around. But let's take a look at how IIT and Princeton will finally go for their final picks and bans. First phase will be Game 5 will have Princeton on the blue side. Game 5 will have Princeton banning out the first phase against the brand, taking out the Singe, and taking out that Kane. What? I thought they said they were going to leave that Kane open for the honor code. Man, Princeton, you disappoint me. I'm just kidding. I think it's fine. I think they were not expecting the level of outplay for that. So no, it's good to get that out of the way. I think Pat Lampost's ability to play that champion was definitely just like was playing actually out of his mind that game. I kid you not. It was like that's like the level of our D1 junglers that I was playing with, just like what the amount of stuff that was going on. Jesus. Anyway, IIT is going to go with the Leona, Wukong, and Karthus though. So good bans. Once again, they do not want to deal with that Leona. They are trying to force, I believe, Balbach to get something out besides the Alistar, and it is from the looks of it. First phase of picks are going to have Scrublord Patrick on the or pick the Lissandra mid, I believe. Spicy will finally go for the Caitlyn ADC as opposed to the Varus, it looks like. And this time, instead of the Varus Alistar, we are met with the Caitlyn Lulu. So Barbouch, we're going to see how he deals his hand on that mage support. The range from the Caitlyn there is going to be something to deter a mage support if you get too close. Polymorph will be good, but against an Olaf, you're not going to have anything to help with that. So, you know, in terms of a 1v2 potential Olaf against the bot lane, you can still get away with it. Traps won't do anything for Olaf. So in other words, all the more important for that Olaf to get to level 6 as fast as possible. I think he's got to be able to power farm his way through. He's got to be able to not let himself get behind. If he gets behind, it's going to be just so tough for him to come back, I think, because even though you can render them, the range and the kiting that they have available is going to leave the Olaf isolated, right? So he will be on his own if he's going to go for these decks. He's going to need his help. He's going to need the Galio to assist him with the ultimate for sure. So, which brings me up to the IIT pick phases on the first phase. So Tom Kench, once again for J-Mars, pretty good. I think he had a couple of good swallows that he was able to get his team out of danger, especially with the Kane dives. Olaf here now for Passive Lampos, as his Kane has been banned, so still has the ability to go deep inside enemy territory. Still has the ability to go on his own 1v1, and we're going to have the Galio mid there for Dispergi, so another kind of supportish, tankish brute player there for them, and I think this might be the first time we see Galio today, or I might be memeing. I saw game 1, I just didn't remember. In any case. Second phase of bans are going to have the Vel'Koz and Senna taken out, so they're going to still try to force Scotty to go on an unconventional support. 3 support bans. Can I remind the audience here today? So it's like, it looks like they have switched out of banning out the top laners like the J-Mars and the Singe. They still respect the Singe, it looks like. But even letting the Darius go through, it looks like J-Mars is not going to just deal with the Darius. He's going to play for the team instead with just brute tanking, not even going for the kills. They're going to allow the bot lane to try to do it for them instead. Meanwhile, IIT is going to take out 2 junglers. Again, trying to just limit Jagged Lightning as much as possible. Rek'Sai and Graves here in this point. So, as for the picks, Jagged Lightning will grab himself to Zac. Tom Bond will have a Lissandra And we saw him use the Lissandra pretty well in game 3, I believe. Able to chase off the brand, isolate him. But this is a very kind of like engage, disengage comp that I'm seeing from Princeton for sure. Meanwhile, IIT, it looks almost like straight up engage with that Varus Vanguard. The VV, bot lane, the cage, the arrow just to start things off. As long as IIT has the tools to be able to just completely obliterate their front line, don't give the back line any access because they'll be too busy with like the Olaf Galio in their face, I think they can do it. It's interesting on both sides. It really, really depends, I think, on in terms of how they approach the team fight. It really depends, I think, on terms of the jungle presence. Vanguard Cage can only do so much, you know. Like you get one good out, and then if you already use it in a 2v2 situation, but the jungler is there, you're in big trouble. In any case, 3-minute spectates on us, so it means it's time for the Silver Scrapes, guys. We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break, but when we come back, Game 5 on its way. Alrighty, we are back, everyone. Give me a quick second to change the logos once more. It will be Princeton taking the blue side. It will be IIT on the red. Take a quick look at the lineup and where we are. If you're just tuning in, you are now witnessing the final match of Collegiate League of Legends for the 2019-2020 season for Collegiate Star League. As IIT has made a game 4, like they came in running and they didn't look back. Like, these guys played so well in terms of their game 4 to bring that hard fought victory. So game 5, final one here. Once again, Princeton on the blue side. These guys are going to be the Orin top, Zach jungle, Sandra mid, Caitlyn ADC, Lulu support. Meanwhile, IIT going for the 5-man invade with Vagar support leading the way. Galio mid, Tom Kench top lane, or Olaf. Oh my. Olaf jungle, Vagar support, Varus ADC. Sorry, I got distracted from watching Caitlyn. Oh my god, these guys are still following. Alright, Justice Punch, unusual to start. Normally it's the Q, but it's not too bad for Galio. little bit of tongue licking as Tom Kench figures out what purple tastes like, and these guys are going to walk right back out to their lane. Minions spawning now. The frog waving hello to the Ice Queen, and no wards here placed by Jagged Lightning. And you know, in a situation like that, you gotta. What happened to the? Alright, a little bit of a banter between these guys, but and nevertheless, we're getting into it, guys. So, final match today. We got 29 viewers with us. I wanted 30, but I think I saw a peak at 33 today, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that the community is able to rally around these IIT, around these Princeton guys. If you're the Ivy League schools, audience watching, if you're a parent, if you're a mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, girlfriend, just kidding, it's not a thing here in the league, and then giving your support, we appreciate it, you know. So it's these guys have worked hard, and no matter what happens, I think both sides can walk away with. I've said it multiple times, but with the head held high, like this is really. I was concerned watching the initial games, like it was going to be a complete stop by Princeton, and it still might be, honestly. Maybe it was just a really big fluke, but I think IIT sees how they have to approach the fights. So thank God we're on a best of 5 instead of best of 3, guys. Anyways, level 2 going to be hit on here by Princeton Spotland here first, followed up right by IIT's, but not too much to worry. It's going to be these caster minions from Princeton pushing up just a bit. Olaf, though, will go for a full clear on his blue side, and now just addressing his Raptors. Zach, though, a little bit slower, as I believe he maybe did it solo, perhaps. J. Mars, though, going to go on another 1v1. Actually misses the tongue. Nice swallow to follow things up. Actually able to swallow the orb before he goes onto the pillar. Well played there. Tom Kench Q is going to be available. Doesn't have the range just for one more auto, so he's going to just instead go for the lick. Pop himself a potion, perhaps. And Olaf here will be here now with the double buffs at level 3. Just to see what happens. So Zach now finally onto his red buff on his own now. Olaf going to just do a check. Does see that the wolves are clear. And we'll know that there's nothing more to get. It's going to get himself this early Scuttler. Nothing too much to report here yet in the mid. Olaf does show himself with that ward and throwing an axe right out inside his face, but shouldn't be too much more to worry about. Actually continues to come all the way around, but they should already know that the ward is no longer there. It's a pretty big roam here. I would be mightily impressed to try to go for a dive. No, he's going to throw the axe out, but it's wasting a lot of time on this Olaf's position. I think they want to attempt this dive here, but they really don't have the range for it. This is taking 2 turret shots. In fact, this is very bad if they try to go for it. No, the teleport, they're paying the teleporters ready, but it did give enough time for Zach to catch back up. So the Olaf is having good initiative to try to just try to see if they can do something about stuff, but it's just a little unwarranted, I think. In fact, it's going to be Jagged Lightning coming in for his first gank of the day. It's going to be a little bit of a rat stare for these guys. We'll be able to capture Pirate, but no sums used here for the bot lane, so it'll just be an E-caught. Will be Olaf walking right over this scuttle, and should be the Jagged Lightning. And both pretty much caught up in experience. So Olaf using his early clear time just to make sure that he spooks all of his laners here a little bit. So that's always good, but nothing too much to report on just yet. Double spellbooks here for what is it? Amplifying Tomes. Sorry, that's the official name for the Galio. So makes me think that it could be the Hex Purple, perhaps. Too early to tell. Astalampo's going to be using the cage pretty early, but it's not going to have it against this Caitlyn. They're going to try to see what they can do against this. It's going to have a little bit of damage there. Astalampo's taken very low, but the damage there is going to be present. They're going to use the TP, in fact, as well. The Sun are going to be using the TP. Pirate could be falling here for her first, but it is going to be her falling first. Cage here from the Veigar. Going to have a double flash there from both the Olaf and the Veigar to get themselves out of that hairy situation. But flash there used by the Lulu. TP used by the Lissandra, doubles, only the heal used for Rivera, so good discipline on him to make sure that he didn't waste a flash. You can still wait for Olaf to come back, and it looks like Princeton wants to get themselves started perhaps on an early dragon. First blood going to the Caitlyn of all things. Yeah, I was going to take that time to make sure that he stays in the mid and try to chunk what turrets that he can. But meanwhile, while that dragon is going on, we see another 1v1. Jmar's playing this matchup really well against his Horn. I think he's like, in fact, able to swallow the Horn before he's able to do anything. And just a 1v1 just like that, Jmar just swallows him right up and takes the win on his own solo. Well played there for IIT. Tom Kench finally able to pull out a solo kill there against Orn. What did he play against last round? It wasn't Orn. It was the Maokai, yeah. You don't have to sustain with the Maokai. You have damage, but against Tom Kench, that's useless. You'll never get through a thick skin like that. You know what, this Brogy is going to hit level 6. We'll have that ultimate available. IIT could still initiate something. It's 1-for-1 here. Still early days yet for these guys. Checking chat real quick. We're getting what's the score from the Monster 4? This is 2-2. As it says on the bottom, this is the best of 5 game of Monster, so these guys will have to. This will be their last game this season. We're going to try to see what they can do. Jmars wants to try to see if he can stop this Orn from doing something. He's going to have to swallow him before he does anything about it. Won't have the damage. One more R could do it. Oh, he's going to have to force himself for a flash. Won't have enough for it. Won't have the knockup from the pillar or whatever thing. Very close. But Scrubble Patrick isn't even going to risk it. He's going to walk all the way under turret just to keep himself healthy. But if Passive Lamppost comes for an invade, he should be able to see something's amiss. And he sees that the blue buff is not here. He knows the Zac is there. He knows that's not a good thing to go for. And that continues to delay the Zac. Zac's not in a good state right now yet. So he's going to be a little bit lower. But will be actually just a teensiest bit ahead in terms of the XP. But it should pretty much be redundant by the time Olaf finishes these Krugs. Having any other comments? Kaduzin who lol says go Princeton Esports. Appreciate the cheer for your fellow classmates and whatnot. So good to see that there's still some school spirit at the Ivy League because we don't have any. I can tell you that right now for IIT. It's campus life. What is that? I'm joking. We do have stuff that's just like not catered towards like your typical collegiate environment that you would expect like you see from the movies. We do things like all-nighter lands. That's how nerdy we are. Level 6 not reached yet by these by the supports. Caitlyn will finally hit level 6, which means that Varus is actually a little bit ahead of XP, which is good. Varus gets level 6. Excuse me, Lulu throwing out a Q out of nowhere. Won't be able to get much with it. Looks like IIT wants to let this wave push. Looks like Olaf will be able to get level 6 and will be able to get himself this scuttle. Should be mindful of the E-gank from the Zac, perhaps. And will be the Zac come walking over a ward. Good on him for that. Will be past the lamppost coming around here. It's going to be E used very quickly. But Caitlyn will net herself right out of that. It will be Zac, though, coming all the way around. It's going to have that knock. It's going to have to use the ultimate right from the start. Needs to have the block. We don't have the damage. Zac should have his passive. The knockup is going to be on the Zac first, but Scotty Red is going to be able to use the ultimate to finish off the Lulu. Should be 2 kills. Lissandra not there for that. Caitlyn going to be using the ultimate, but actually will not be able to get the kill from that. It was, I believe, the Zac that was able to do it. So IT walks away ahead in that fight. Spicy taking a little bit of damage there. Will have the net to get herself out there. Nice little sidestep there from Pirate to get himself just away from turret range. Very close. We'll have to Q there to land, and hey, we talked about spicy Qs, but what about pirate Qs, eh? So, there you go. First turret plating, good starts there from IIT, able to walk away, even in kills, and the ultimate here from Town Kench coming all the way around. Scrubbler Patrick is a level ahead, but doesn't seem like J-Mars holds that in too much high regard. He is going to have the Bambi Cinder to help clear out those minions a little bit faster. Doesn't need to back either. He's going to have, or he's going to finish up that Bambi as well. Looks like a Sunfire perhaps as a first item. Or not. I don't know what he's trying to get with this. It's a lot of components, but not a lot of... Anyway. Rift Herald being started here by past the lamppost, showing that good jungle aggression, showing that good initiative to go upwards. And this Pierogi, I haven't talked too much about him, but he is holding out on his own. You know, it seems like now IIT is pretty much like they have seemed to be able to get a read on these guys now. I don't want to speak too soon though. It's still early days yet. It's still even kills, but it is going to be the first dragon spawning here. It's going to be, the second dragon spawning. Scotty gonna have to really try to sidestep these traps if he wants to get away in here, but they're gonna take it down to half health here. Gallagher gonna start himself off here. It's gonna get the stun on the Lulu. Gonna have to taunt on her. Damage there from the Barbell, which will have to ultimate there. But Scotty's gonna be taking very low. The damage there, not just yet, but gonna have the stopwatch to hold it in place. Knock up there from the oh no, Pirate. Oh, taken so low. Now it's gonna be a double kill on top of the double Lysandra passive, but that is a tough break for sure. IIT walks away with 2 kills. The TP from Ornn to secure 2 kills on the Varus and the Gal. Thankfully, though, no shutdowns on Olaf. He does have the gold on him, I think. Yeah, Ornn able to get himself a little bit of a double kill. We'll be able to actually have him, I believe, now above in gold. Just a bit from the Ornn, so that's a first. Oh my. Oh! Misplay. Scrubbler Patrick misplays that for sure. Nice. That will continue to waste the time for the Ornn. Give time for the Tahm Kench to roam up, but J-Mars does not care. And you hate to see it. I don't know how that happened. I'm really praying it was just J-Mars not looking. But it looks like both tops got baited. So, the Ornn literally has not backed since he just wants to go back and buy his items. He's going to have himself now this Roa, I believe, Catalyst. I don't know what he wants to get with this yet. He's not going to channel E, but 4 members of these guys here, they are going to try their hand at this dragon again. The fights are going to break out. IIT is not going to let them give it up so easily. Stun here from Scotty Red's going to be taken very low. It's going to have to knock up there. Ultimate going to be used just to try to see what he can get. The knockup going to be there. Pirate needs to try to see what kills that he can get to keep him sustained. Nothing yet. Gallagher going to be able to get the kill on the Zac. Olaf has to walk right in for it. Going to be able to finish it off here. Gallagher going to come right back into this. Does have to knock up Lysandra. Should be able to walk away. Galio stuck here now. Tahm Kench going to ult from behind. It's going to be a 1v2 here. You're going to try to have to play yourselves out, but that is a tanky Ornn now. And of all things, you would never expect. We never expected the Ornn to actually have that much damage in him, but proven wrong once again. And now Ornn and Tahm Kench in a tough spot. The team will not be able to be there to assist him for that. Yes, they're going to have to try to walk his way out. Ornn's going to continuously keep fighting. Still has the shielding there available. There's going to be another TP as well as the fights just keep breaking out. Sandra going to come all the way from around here, and it's going to be it's literally been just 3 minutes of constant fighting. So much going on. In fact, so much that the Rift Herald hasn't barely going. It only has about a quarter left before it expires. So looks like IIT will finally concede this dragon. We're going to try to see what they can do to push it in here. The Rift Herald is up. Lulu will not be able to get it before it collapses with the first tier turret, but unfortunately, turret plating already fallen a few seconds ago. Ornn won't be able to get anything out of that besides just taking down a healthy chunk of the turret, unfortunately. But yeah, a lot of scrap dash fighting. Very, very slim margins, but just the CC, I believe. We talked about that disengage, right? The disengage that Princeton has is stronger than IIT's for sure. IIT needs to be able to, if they engage, they need to be able to walk out with a kill. And they can't let them get away with it. If they do, they use too many resources. They have to capitalize with the Olaf ult. They have to capitalize with the Veigar cage. There's very specific situations that work for IIT. For Princeton, they've got like the tools to be able to kind of just call it off if they want to, if they see it as it please. It's going to be a smite fight for it. Olaf will be able to secure himself that, and it's going to have to walk all the way out with his ultimate just to be able to make sure he gets out safely. And that is a big Ornn there. It's going to be 8k ahead and with some shutdown gold. So finally, maybe perhaps some attention there. So I'm going to be using the IIT. Looks like they want to commit perhaps for this tier 1 mid, but Ornn's going to be solo pushing it. Tahm Kench still kind of helping things around, but he's going to be significantly behind from Scrublord Patrick, 2 levels in fact. So it's trying to opt for something. I think he just faked an ultimate. But the wave clear is too strong from these guys. Zach E, not going to be enough. Orn now here for the fight as well. We're going to try to see what they can do to get it started, but I don't think it's going to be enough just yet. Okay, we'll be able to delay that a little bit. Tom Kench still holding on for it, but it's going to be stuck between these two guys. The Galio ultimate will be enough, but the flash there from Scotty Red. Tom Kench is going to swallow him up, try to see what he can do to get himself out of that. But he's going to be taken very low, going to have to kite himself out with E. Galio going to be taken very low next. Can he get himself out? Varus is not going to have, already used his ultimate, not going to have that available. IT is going to have to lick their wounds, walk away themselves all out, and it's going to be another successful fight there, I suppose, in Princeton's favor. 1 kill, I believe, in the end. So Galio going to have to sacrifice himself with that ult to get his bot lane out. But again, that's kind of what we banked on. So IIT will finally break themselves through with this first objective. So we'll be able to take that top turret earlier at like 15, 16 minute mark. Mid turret is getting close. There is going to be a Rift Herald now available and Infernal Dragon spawning in 2 minutes. So it's getting another good fight there for Princeton. Could start to pull that lead a little bit too close for comfort there for those guys. So IIT though needs to make sure that they can still have play the comp correctly for sure. Scotty coming all the way around here is not going to be able to catch that lens that's being placed right here. We'll be walking right into it, but we'll be tanky enough to take some of that damage. He's going to have that spell shield on him. Scotty Red's going to be right on top of the ward, in fact, as well. So they should know what's going on. Barbosh trying to see what they can do from the vision control. Olaf and Bear is going to push their way through it. Orn and Caitlyn here to face them for it. There's going to be a double knockup there on Barbosh. He's going to use his ult on himself once again, but he's going to flash himself out. Lissandra going to flash herself out as well. Neither side really wanted to commit for this fight. It looks like Orn ult going to sail clear out of both guys. Nice little Veigar cage to keep them stuck, and IIT is looking for the pinch now. Olaf is going to be stuck. It's going to be just Olaf going all the way against it. No flash for it. Ultimate will not be enough damage. Orn's going to flash his way into it. Pirate, can you fight yourself through this 1v1? He's going to need the ultimate. The damage is not there. The Sunfire Cape is enough. Can he clear it? It's going to be so close. Oh my lord. 700 gold in the end for the Varus. But pulls it out by the skin of his teeth. But at the cost of 4 kills there for Princeton. And that's another very slim game of margins. Tom Kench desperately behind in that situation. And this Brogy's starting to fall back. Past the lamppost, tried to commit, but not with his team having to use the flash early. I believe Orn having to flash as well, just to make sure you could have the follow-up kill onto Orn after he flashed. And Pirate nearly falling to the Orn. So that's when you know that you got to get that armor pen on you pretty soon. But we're seeing a similar case to game 2 and 3, which gets me worried. There's lots of shutdowns gold building. Pirate able to get some for himself, though. Valuable shutdown gold, for sure. Bonus bounty 400 with that? Yeah, that's good. So 300 for the kill, 400 for the bonus. It will be the Infernal Drag spawn, and IIT definitely wants to try to see if they can get this away. If Princeton secures himself that 3rd dragon, they are going to be in a deep spot of trouble. Galio going to be in here. IIT here to collapse, though. The TP coming in late. We'll be able to take down the Lissandra first. It's going to be Dragon Lightning coming in next. But the ultimate Charlo by the Galio is not going to be enough. Nice little bit of taunt there for Scrubwood Patrick. Scrubwood past that lamppost, delaying the Orn enough to be able to get 3 kills there. And finally, things turning out well here for IIT. Scotty's still following things up. It's going to be a little bit of damage there. Nice little bit of stun there. J-Bar's going to be still front tanking this, trying to see if he can just continue to bait out Spicy here. Spicy, I believe, does have ultimate. Ooh, thick skin. Ooh! Flash for flash there. That's going to be a valuable summoners, and Spicy has got to be mad about that. He was so desperate to get a kill for himself. But now without a summoner spawn, that gives Olaf even more access, to that backline. And now Pirate's able to use that well-founded gold for a little bit of his own, building into his own element, keeping ahead of Caitlyn just by a bit. He does have the ultimate available if he wants to bait out that Caitlyn. I don't know if she does, but Lulu is around now. Sorry, I'm going to help myself to another pair. He does have a decent amount of gold on his body. 1,400, you can definitely buy a component. Nice little E dodge there. Game has equilibriumed itself a bit. No objectives really. It's a lot of fighting. 31 kills at 20 minutes in is a bloodbath. Neither side is willing to relent. It's all about give and take. But IIT able to capitalize on the late TP pretty well. And that's going to be what? What do they walk out with that? They walk out with the Zac passive. They walk out with TP and they walk out with Caitlyn Flash. So that's still overall good stuff. And I believe that was Ornn's TP because Lissandra has hers from the looks of it. But we're seeing Lissandra once again go for that split push bot. IIT not really electing to go for that yet. So they can't get away with that too often though. They need to make sure that they have someone to address that for sure. Because if they don't, you're gonna have people like Zac put this Rift Herald down and force something out of it. But IIT is going to force to play. They couldn't. They tried to force to play, but looks like they'll go 1-for-1 in towers. Bot lane will get this tier 1 mid now. So now you have the Baron side open up, as opposed to the bot side. Lissandra should be able to finally crack into that first tower. So close game. You know, this is definitely not as. I don't want to speak too early, but. Anyway, looking like another technical issue here for Game 5, and it's unfortunate. Looking like a top DC lagging. Yeah, it's tough. I think I mentioned it earlier when I was casting it earlier, like the earlier games today. Like, the organizers had two decisions. It was either basically make this season suck for everyone and just not have games at all, or have some people have games and then the others that can't, well, sucks for you, but it's not like you're playing for, scholarship money. So, like, and this is my take on it. I don't speak for, like, IIT officially for anything like this or whatever. It's just, I've been doing this collegiate esports stuff for now, like, 5 years, and it's like, I think at the end of the day, especially when you're having like times like this when everyone's just kind of like needing stuff to do, can't really enjoy, I don't know, traditional stuff like going outside and having fun with friends, like, then you gotta turn to online games, and what's better than having a little bit of competition. So, the ones that can, it's great, and the ones that can't, they'll try to make amends, like doing extra weekend days. Hold on, I just saw that Galio dash all the way in. Oh my, okay. TP here going to be used by J Mars to try to save the tower before the Rift Herald collapses, so you should be able to get it though. It's going to tank as much as possible. But Galio's going to try to walk himself out of that. It's going to be a triple stun there. The follow-up there from that Varus ult, he is launching it from away. Nice knock up there. Nice little bit of knock up there as well, but Pirate going to be taken too low. Can't really kite their way out of that. It's going to be, the cage is up. Not enough damage. Olaf going to have to walk himself out of it. Past the lamppost. Nice grab. That's a nice play. That's a very nice play. I was not thinking that he would actually be able to get away with that. I thought that Olaf was doomed. So, at the sake of saving the tower, or, well, almost saving it, it might actually fall within the next wave or two. IIT able to grab themselves the tower, but at the sacrifice of 2 kills. Looking like Ornn wants to make his way towards a tier 1 of his own. And he is doing really well, like, as opposed to the earlier games. Like, I thought his Maokai was just, like, it sucked in general, but no, he's, like, actually doing stuff, like, really well. But look at that tank. He is taking negligible damage, like positive. He's gaining health when they're attacking him, practically. Ginsu's here building by our friend Varus here. Gotta be an armor pen item soon against that Sunfire if he wants to be able to last on his own against an Ornn dive. That Ornn will be the biggest problem for IIT from what it looks like. And if you keep getting the Kate bigger and bigger, you're going to just be in more and more trouble. A lot of damage here from these guys, but they won't have a wave to push it any longer. IIT's going to have to trek back a minute and a half until this Infernal Dragon. Try to see where things go. 2 turrets but IIT leading in gold. Staying even in gold, actually with a slight lead despite the 7-kill advantage. That's where's the jungler discrepancy? Definitely with the Olaf, it looks like. He is the 2 levels above. Mid staying even. Bot, Caitlyn with a slight advantage, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, the jungle pressure that Olaf has is really good for them, but they need to make sure that the Olaf plays it carefully. He needs to use that lead effectively. Play for the objectives, play for the smite fights. Play to sacrifice that Caitlyn. Make IIT play around the Olaf. If the Olaf goes on his own, then they lose all of that pressure for sure. You have the time to get you out if things go too bad, you know? For sure. We're going to be plays Jagged Lightning. If they want to get things started, IIT putting a lot of pressure here inside the jungle here. Galio going all the way in is going to actually be the polymorph here. This bro, you're gonna have to try to see what he can do to get himself out, but he's caught in a tough spot. A lot of damage there. Bear's gonna be using the ultimate, but not gonna have the damage to, or gonna try to flash his way out of it. But they don't have the damage. They're gonna have to walk right out of it. Past the lamppost, you won't be able to get out of that. The Orin flashing himself just to get in the face of IIT is going to be likely another drag being taken here from Princeton. It's going to be dragon number 3, an Infernal. Tough break, but again, IIT just not, their tanks just aren't healthy just yet. So they're going to have to keep an eye out for that. They need to be able to have the Olaf stay alive as long as possible. I think the initiation from this Brogy too much of a reach here. If IIT pinches themselves right here, it's a really tough situation for them to get out of, especially with just like the zoning and kiting. The best fight situation for IIT, I think, has to be inside lane, because you just have the access to not be bullied by a Zac in close quarter combat. You don't have to worry about Lissandra passive with her Iceborne stuff chasing after you in close spaces. So with that fight, though, Princeton starts to turn the lead on their front now. Again, the needle just going back and forth between these two teams. A couple members hovering here topside as they try to set their sights onto Baron, perhaps. And it's going to be a lot of Infernal spawning, you know, because after the first 2, right, it's the consistent, like, four dragons or something like that, I think. So it's going to be 4 Infernals. Whoever gets these next Infernals is going to really have a lot of control in this game. Again, these fights are just really, in my opinion, they're just like starting out super late. IIT taking a lot of fights just like not at the ready, not with everyone on the same page. Look, like you already got 3 or 4 guys ready here, right? So they're gonna be able to pull off with the blue buff. So they're doing a good job of keeping that Zac behind. Varus has got to try to do what he can to keep up. He's still about almost a level behind that Caitlyn. So the gold is there. Like the gold has to, the game has to be played around Olaf, I think, to be able to initiate with him, play for objectives with him. Because the only person that's going to have the range to get to that Caitlyn is the Orin. Is the Olaf. And yeah, if not, you're stuck. And Lissandra is just continuing to split push all the time as well. It's like not helping things either. Galio has to be there for the team for his just huge amounts of CC, so really only J-Mars is one can get it. He does have the Sunfire now, though. It's just going to take him a decent chunk of time to be able to get back into this game. He's about a level behind, maybe 2 level, yeah, about a level behind. So he's not doing too bad for himself. IIT's just got to play with their advantages. I don't think they'll risk the Baron. They gotta. I think if IIT recalls that they don't have Baron because they don't want to risk Baron because of Olaf having a higher jungle presence than him. But that also means that Olaf cannot die. If Olaf dies, I said it before, IIT cannot lose that advantage. Smite there being secured for Olaf to be able to grab himself that blue buff. Just Rogi. Now with the Hex, yeah, I called it Hex Protocol with the double spell, let's call it, and then the Frozen Heart. So neither side, both sides going to wait it out. I think that's might be good in IIT's side. Sorry, something right here. Here got something in it. It gives maybe more time for IIT to get the items that they need to make sure that that Orn can play as a true tank, but those late game objectives is going to be tough. It's really hard to call. IIT has to play to engage correctly, because if they don't, the disengage tools from Princeton are too strong, I think, for these guys. They have to be able to layer. They need to be able to get the catch with the Galio ult. They need to be able to pin that person down instantly to shred them. And the Pirate cannot be afraid of the Orn. There needs to be someone for Pirate against that Orn because the Orn's getting too big. Now with an empowered Sunfire, Forge Fire cape now as well, it's just going to be taking away all of that damage. The Frost Glacial or whatever thing also being built. So since the Dragon that was taken at 25 minutes in, oh my. Okay, Zach wanted to fight, get himself started in the fight first, but that's going to be ult being used. Lissandra's going to keep herself with the split push though. Continue to put pressure here on IIT. And they're playing this macro well here. IIT knows that they can't exactly force their way through. It's going to be flush engaged here. Glacial going to be used, but two members too deep. IIT goes way too hard on this, I think. They're going to try to do what they can. The ultimate there from Galio, trying to see what they can do. It's going to be a very low Scotty. It's going to be a very low pass letting post, and he's got to run his way through. It's not going to be enough. Two members dying to IIT, to Princeton. They will be able to get the Caitlyn, but Top Catch is just going all the way in. He does not care. He has to die for it, so be it, Jamar. So it's going to actually be 3 kills going over to these guys. But at the cost of some very low members, you're going to have a big Galio, you're going to have a big Olaf coming back into the lane. If the Olaf has the ult, which he does, I believe, he could just run right back and steal it. But do they want to go for that risky play? If they lose it, they will be in a spot of trouble. This is going to be the soul as well. They don't want to give that up so easily. They are going to see the Olaf is there. They are going to get a bit of a knock-up. They are going to start off with his ult right from the beginning. It is going to be Orn be able to knock down a couple members, but it's going to be the die first. They're going to just try to see what they can do. Varus is just going to be cleaned up by the tanks. He can't do anything about it. Olaf trying to chase, but this is a bad move here from IIT. Olaf needed to stay with his team. He needed to protect the Pirate. Too big on their tanks. Their tanks are too big to be able to handle. That's got to be the Dragon Soul going over as well. They are IIT able to walk out with a kill eventually on that Lissandra, but it's just not enough. Ultimate from Caitlyn also going to finish it off, and this is going to be the Infernal Soul now. It's close, but IIT but IIT is struggling in this matchup to be able to play the game effectively. Olaf too hungry for the Caitlyn. He needs to make it so that he doesn't go to the Caitlyn and isolates himself in the fight. He needs to make it so that he goes through the team and just takes the damage, but then doesn't let them touch Pirate. Varus is just too weak to be able to have anything against the Orn Zac. And I spoke already about like how good this game was, just like on both schools. Like at first I thought the Maokai was pushed over just because of how many 1v1s he got, but then like you see here, like he and Zac are coming into their element with the tank, with this tank composition, and then with IIT, you know, I thought that our jungle and mid would be struggling a lot because of what I saw from game 2 and 3, but they came into their element game 4, so it's really, you know, everyone just really showing up on this series today. But it's starting to look bleak here for IIT. This game now has taken itself with Princeton with a 5k gold lead. Still just and so much health here for these guys to be able to take care of. I don't think they can aim for the carries anymore. The tank from the Orn with 4k damage is just too much for them to handle. Olaf with a level advantage onto this Baron is going to have to try to go for a Miracle Seal, but he is not going to have ultimate for it. Baron going to be taken halfway here. Baron going to be seen at 3k. They're going to have to try to go for the fight. He's going to go run his way into it. He's going to try to go for it. The damage is going to beat him, but it's not going to be enough. Tom going to be finishing off the lamppost. The triple knock up there from the Orb. That damage there. The redemption to keep everyone healthy. Almost no damage. Pirate trying to do what he can, but the knock up is there. It's got to be the game. Pirate will fall. Galio will fall. Tom Kench will fall. And the Ace will fall things through for the Baron bait. They don't even complete it. The Infernal Soul 2 much damage there for IIT to handle, and this could potentially be the game. 5 members available here as they finally start to break their ways into the turret, now finally catching back up as they plow their way right through this mid, getting to tier 2, now getting to inhib turret, now getting to inhib as well. Can they go for the close here? They still do have a wave. IIT, it's looking bleak here. 10 seconds left for it. It's going to be able to get another redemption on top of itself. And that's got to be it. Second turret will fall. GG's well played, and that's going to be the Nexus falling. And that will do it. Princeton are your CSL Gold League champions. GG, 35-15, 58.8 to 50.1k gold. Well played. Tough break there for the Hawks. But it was still a good series overall, I think. Just the mage support was not able to come in through, and Scotty struggling to be able to figure out a support that could fit the needs with his style, with the brand taken away, with the Senna taken away, and with I think there was one more, but I'm forgetting right now. Vel'Koz? Yeah, I think. So the Cage able to hold off the team just a bit, but using it as an engage tool seemed to not really be the answer. I think they had to try to use it to kite as much as they could, but the engage was tough. That's a really tough game. But that's going to do it for this matchup. So let's bring back to the league client, because today I don't want anyone to get out just yet. We do have a bit of a surprise for you. This is super cringe, but I enjoy doing it because it's very memey, and I'm like that. Hold on, I need to find the stuff first. Alrighty, where's the stuff? It's like, okay. Alrighty. Hold on. Give me a second to adjust. Alrighty. Alright. We're gonna cut back to the break room. But that's gonna do it for the series, and so we're gonna get a couple of interviews though. We're gonna talk to the winning team for Princeton. We're going to talk to our IIT team to see some closing thoughts for the season, and then we're gonna do a trophy award ceremony digitally. It's literally gonna be Title 1 level, so it's actually gonna be really funny. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just turning off my fan. So.
All right, Jag, is it only going to be you today, or is the rest of your team going to join today?
I'll speak for them. I don't.
Okay.
They disbanded. They were all drenched in sweat, man. Got to shower. That was a really tough match.
Okay, yeah. So kind of walk me through it. So it seemed like on both sides we were getting technical difficulties. Go for sorry.
Do you want to go through every game or just the last one?
No, just kind of just your thoughts overall for the game. I think I just wanted to know, like, how did you think about your opponent first off, and then how did that game 4, like, how did you guys react to that comeback?
Yeah, the game 4. So I thought one thing was that the enemy team, you guys really prioritized like personal pocket picks over like what might be strong. Your support is the scariest motherfucker in the world, by the way. Like his brand, game 4 just absolutely relentless. It was too much. And like the Tom Finch, we didn't really expect that one. So I think that was the first part of how we lost game 4. Like going into game 4, I'm stronger early. Like I used to be a Grace one trick. And I know it's like a really good matchup for me. We lost 3-4 like fights micro wise, and like that kind of cascaded. Going in like games 1 and 2, me and my mid laner, I think we had really good synergy, and also I was playing kind of urban champions. Less so the Karthus, but more so the Wukong. Like Wukong, absolutely disturbing champion, should be perma-banned every game.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are a lot of champions. I think we saw Kane today. I think Kane's super strong. Zach is really, really gruesome. Going into game 4, going to game 5, we were a little bit nervous. But we kind of, so we kind of played the champions that we didn't want to play. Like uh, I've been forcing my player to play tanks only for the entire season, even though he's a carry player. And he thought we were finally over the Ornn, but we're like, nah, okay. Like so, sorry, I'm gonna derail from that train of thought. But I think one of the problems in Game 4 was we kept saying, don't fight, we're weaker, don't fight, we're weaker. Like we had a plan and we just didn't stick to it because like once one of us ends, we all end together. Okay, we're family. Okay, so like
An inting family. All right.
one brother dies, we all die. Like a good example is at Baron, where like only I should go. I should just try to steal, nothing else. But Tom Kench completely zoned us out there, and then Alistair went in, and we're like, well, we said don't fight, but we're gonna fight anyways. So like that was a turbo win, and that was a big mistake. But I think one of the big advantages we had was just draft wise. Like if you look at Game 5, we like we spent like a lot of time talking about it. We are just like we're gonna play hyper carry ADC. We're gonna play like Korean League of Legends carry ADC, like 2 tanks, like appeal. We're gonna like play like the slowest game possible. And we said, okay, we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna wait until 2.5 items. When Ornn gives Caitlyn gold, and when we have last whisper on Caitlyn, that's when we fight.
Right.
We went fighting a little bit earlier because there were good engages, but it's kind of it.
No, I think you pretty much spoke my thoughts exactly when I was casting. It was just like in Game 5, it just felt painful to watch our bot lane handle the Ornn Zac combo. Just the amount of health and that amount of damage they were able to get through was
I
just.
think they could have killed one of us if we tried the 1v5, but I think 2 of them was a little much. It was a little gruesome.
The way I phrased it was like it's if IIT like that comp IIT, if they get a good pick, if they start off a fight well, then they're good. But if they don't start it off well and you guys kite it back and you split the fight in half, then you guys win. Which is what happened almost like the last 3 fights pretty much. Olaf would go too hard and it was tough. I mean, it's a tough call to make, especially and especially fighting inside jungle. I really didn't like when IIT did that, but I digress. Could I ask you something? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
no, I was gonna say I like the innovation with Tom Kench Galio. It was a little scary. Like there's, or like what you were saying about fighting. There was one moment in Upper River. I don't remember, like maybe around 18 minutes or something, where we were about to get pincered on both sides, and that was super scary because as soon as Caitlyn dies, the comp falls apart. Like I mean, like Lulu can shield me or like Lissandra or whatever, but like
because if Caitlyn's gone, if the Caitlyn's gone, then the Ornn's then that means you have to worry about Olaf because that's the only person he would gun for. So yeah. So I think that pretty much does it for my gameplay questions. But I had some like kind of personal questions for you, just one or two more. So like, how long has this team been together?
So I've known some of these guys since before I met my support since before I went to college.
Okay.
I took a gap year last year, but the core of the team has been together for about 2 years. So we've been playing for pretty long. Like my mid laner, he didn't used to be mid laner; he used to be an ADC. But like we've been really playing around, mid jungle. My top laner, way seasons back, he was when I first met him, he was bronze 4, but now he's gold 1. So 2 years, and he's really grown as a player. It's a lot of memes, but my bot lane is a new addition. Coming in from last season and this season, but I think we all meshed really well together, and it's a brotherhood.
So do you think that when come I don't know how Princeton conducts your esports like structure, but like when you guys go next year, are you guys going to try to like play as a team for CSL again, or do you think you guys are going to try to go for like the League of Legends like CLOL and try out as a team for your Division 1 teams and whatnot?
I don't know if we're good enough. I'm actually the Princeton Esports president, and this is like I joined this team as a freshman.
Is this like your only league team, or do you guys have another team?
Oh, we had another league team, but they dropped out second round of playoffs.
Okay, so this is the consistent.
That was us. That was us the first year. This was a big moment for a lot of us. Me, Tommy, Patrick. I mentioned I took a gap year, so this is my second year playing. This is their third year playing. Freshman year, we bombed out in like the third round of playoffs or whatever. This season, you guys were our only loss, so you guys really handled the place.
Yeah, that's we got nervous too, especially because like when we first started in the fall, like our first match was against DePaul and we lost, and we were like, oh god, the season's gonna suck. But then after that, like we just went on straight wins for a really long time. Yeah. So it's been a really interesting journey to see these guys grow because this team has been played pretty much for all of 2 years. I don't know how old your team is, but ours has 3 seniors graduating. So like this was their last game of the season. Yeah.
They have to rebuild.
Yeah. So now it's gonna allow people
to
rebuilding.
It was a 3-2. It was very close.
Mm-hmm. All right. I do a trophy ceremony after this, but you don't need to be there for that. But if you want to watch the stream and make a meme of it and take a screenshot of the stream after, feel free. I'm gonna just mute myself so I can just continue to talk. But if you want to stay in the channel and then just like chill, feel free. If not, best of luck and congratulations on the winner, right?
I'm gonna get down and take a shower. I'm covered in sweat. It's 90 degrees out here. My computer's on fire, but
all right. Sounds good, dude. Congratulations again, GG's.
I just want to give one more shout out to all my teammates for being amazing players, and the enemy for not even the enemy. Second set of brothers for being great opponents. And thank you for casting this. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one, GG. Alrighty. Friends, how are we doing?
Wait, stop talking shit about them.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Stop talking shit about them.
Okay. Alright, before we get this interview, I need to actually do my cringe trophy presentation. So watch this shit. Watch this shit. It's actually so good. Alright. I'm gonna mute myself. Alright, guys, I am here. I am here inside the CSL stadium.
Oh no.
The crowd is going wild to see who has emerged victorious out of this grueling 5-game series. And let me tell you, it was a match that will be remembered for at least a summer before we go for trials again, if not for decades. But there can only be one, and to that, it's going to be Princeton. So, to our losers to IIT, I give you your Elo Hell zone right here, and trot you over right there to go roast in the flame, and don't be toxic. And there you go. There you go. All right, so that's the flame for IIT, and then hold on, I gotta also put in the hold on, I gotta change that because it's quarantine time, so we have to practice safe social distancing. So I bought you guys all masks. All right, there you guys go. So that's your COVID mask here, and then to our winners, for Princeton, it's the victory lap right here. I'm going to have to trot. I'm gonna have to trot all the way up here through the stage and get up all the way over here for their championship trophy. Oh wait, face mask. Alright, and face mask as well. Alright, Princeton are your 2020 League of Legends CSL Gold League champions.
But I think as a team, yeah.
And so congratulations to Scrubboard, Patrick, Spicy, YYY, Barbouch, Jag Lightning, and Tom Tom Bomb. Alrighty, so this was worth the 10 minutes of editing that I had to go through for this, but it's worth it. And memes aside, this was a really fun series to cast. Alright, let me quit this stupid casting stadium crowd effect BS. Okay.
If we just lasted longer, this guy's computer would have
overheated. Alright. Alright guys, I'm live now. So you guys are on mic. And this is the Division 3 team that I'm speaking to, JMars9, Past the Lamppost, Disparogi, Scotty Red 12, and Pirate as the leading captain. So this was a tough one to go through, I think.
League of Legends, man.
Yeah, just League of Legends, dude. Season 10, baby. So talk me through it. What did we feel about Game 4? Like, what inspired the Akali pick mid?
Well, we basically just said, they throw everything bot lane. If we don't die bot lane, we win.
Okay.
We
Essentially.
just like comfort picks.
Yeah,
We
it was
just,
like, it was like,
we
no,
just
but like,
play whatever.
yeah, it was like, play whatever, but like, it ended up working with it. Oh, wow. We didn't die bot lane, we win.
Yeah, I think
What
if we, as long as we go even against that
Dude,
team.
oh
for the
my
first
god,
20
this is
minutes,
so cringe.
win.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
no. I know. I muted it because I can't watch them.
Oh, don't watch it, dude. Oh my god.
Are you watching my stadium, beam?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I don't want to drag this on forever, so I know it's
They put
definitely.
mask on, dude. That's nice.
I know. I'm watching out for you guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, it's a good one. All right. Anyway, so for our three graduating seniors, Disbrogi, Scott, John, where does this go? Do you think you'll
I'm just.
still play League of Legends after this, or are you done?
I am
I'm
installed
done.
the
We're
game.
retired.
I
Get
am
diamond.
installed the
I'm
game.
uninstalling as we speak.
I'll be honest. Uninstalling the game right now. Just TFT pros. Valorant. Just switch to Valorant. Legends of Runeterra.
Yeah, I'm
League of
switching to Valorant. I've been playing with
Like
Valorant.
Learn is amazing. We'll get challenged.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. And then Pirate. For you, what do you think about this team? Are you happy with the results that we brought for this season with a really far run, or do you think that we could have done more?
I mean, I'm very saddened with the results because I would want to win, and I feel like we did not play well leading up into this at all. Like, I feel like it was due to motivation when all the COVID-19 stuff happened. So, partially because of that, our team play suffered, and that kind of leads down the slippery slope of where we just stop playing the game, we stop enjoying solo queue, we stop enjoying what basically made League of Legends fun, which was the game. So, I mean, for how much we wanted to play this game, I feel like we did great. And
Yeah. No, I get you. It's not to. I think when I was talking to that Princeton guy, he also mentioned like with COVID going on, it's like he didn't even know if he wanted to play because of just like his team was all split apart. It's hard to coordinate and whatnot. So anyway, okay. Any last words to our graduating seniors, Scott, Disbrogi? Anything you want to say to the IT esports community?
Huh?
Huh?
you're graduating. So
You're graduating. What do you?
words?
Yeah, last words to IIT.
Not really. It was
Alright.
fun though.
Give
I
me
mean,
my
I'm glad.
degree
I'm
yet,
glad we
so.
had this experience. I mean, I'm glad you founded this. I mean, I guess it's not really a club anymore. It's more than that.
Yeah, it's like an org now.
So it's kind of it's cool. Yeah. So I mean,
miss my
I'm
boys.
glad. Man, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, because
Win or lose, I mean, it was fun. Right?
yeah,
It was just for cloud anyway. It's not like we lost money.
right. And then you played for the team last year as well, right? Well, is that your first year, or did you play another year before? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Played-
I played D2 last year.
You played D2 last year now. All right.
Demoted.
Yeah, I got demoted. The best performing support in tryouts gets D3. Feels what happened, dude? What happened?
I don't know, dude. I think D1 just did.
Hey, rank greater than skill. That's all I'm saying.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
True. I agree. All right. Anyway, how about you, Leo?
I don't know. I thought it was fun. I mean, I'm just glad like I got a chance to play in it. I don't know. I feel like these matches are cooler than solo queue, which is why I'm fucking quitting this game. I mean, like if you play with teammates like that, like are all trying hard and like trying to win. Everyone cares about winning. It's like so much better than like the solo queue. That one guy who just wants to run it down is like it's like nah, I got ganked once or whatever. You took my minion. I'm just gonna run it down now.
Yeah, mentality in solo
not
queue
really
right now
fun
is
to play.
so weak right now. It's actually insane. I don't
So,
even.
like,
It
it's
doesn't even
more
matter
fun
to
to
elo. It doesn't even matter to elo. That's what's
Yeah, it
crazy
doesn't
about it.
matter.
Like you can be
Any
bronze and
elo
people
right
just say
now.
FF15. Like how do you even know how to FF15? You don't even know how to FF in general. Like,
I mean, to be fair, I also am one of those people now. Like I don't know. It's just like it spreads, right? Like you encounter it and then you're like, okay, whatever. And then like 3 games in, you're like, all right, whatever. I got ganked once, okay, FF15. I mean, it's like just a cycle.
You know.
It's the real virus.
I don't know.
COVID-19.
League was the real. You,
I support FF15.
I
People
support
need
it.
to learn how to FF.
Not even.
When it's like 0-20 at 10 minutes, like please, for the love of God, FF15.
Yeah, but I feel like
Please don't drag the game out for 23 minutes.
if it really is 0-20, but if you just like are tilted from like going 0-3 and 0-4.
If it's like 0-2 and I see their play, yeah, FF15.
Really?
I know you're bad. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah. That's...
You can tell right away. Syracuse is such a everything's a snowball. There's no comebacks. I mean, there is, but the likelihood that you come back is so low. What's the point? Get another game in.
Mm-hmm. All
I
right.
think if it's a best of 5 ARAM, we win.
Ooh, yeah.
Best of 5 ARAM. Okay.
Valorant 5v5.
Yeah.
Valorant.
We challenge rematch for a 5v5 or ARAM.
ARAM.
For it all.
For it
the
all.
whole tournament, yeah.
Okay.
Double or nothing.
All right. Pistol round only Valorant. That's what one for all.
Oh yeah, that's even better.
Well, I don't know how many of these guys got access. Well, actually, no, wait, no, it's live now, so everyone can play it, right? So, anyway, your boy Dan, you just joined.
Howdy.
How that Kane game, dude? That was juicy. Even Princeton was disgusted with that amount of sickness that you brought to them on that 1v3 play. It's nice.
Hey, I was surprised by that 1v3 play, but honestly, I should have brought out the first game. Like, I don't know, I didn't take it serious the first game. I was like, all right, let me now whip out the Kane, but when I did, it was nasty. It was a shame they banned it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they respected it. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I don't want you to, guys walk away. You guys can walk away with your head held high. You guys worked hard. I think it was, I think this is what it's all about in the end, especially for, like, Division 2 stuff. Like, no one cares about, there's no scholarship money. It's just for clout, playing together as friends. So, even if you guys graduate, I hope you guys keep in touch and keep in touch with Illinois Tech Esports. And, if you're graduating, you still want to get involved and, like, join our stream team or
Also,
stuff like that. We'll help you.
happy birthday to John's mom.
Oh, John's mom. Is she watching this?
He already left.
Oh.
His dad
Was she watching this?
His dad, yeah, his dad was pulling like the gate, like the meme when the dad walks in. He's like, "Are you winning, son?" That's what happened.
That's funny. Nice.
Like we won game 4 and it was like, "Oh yeah, did you guys win? Yeah, we finally won." He's like, "I agree," and that was fun.
Yeah, I think it's always great when you get parents that help you out, that support you. All right. Well, hey. In any case, if you guys are still in Chicago, once phase 4 or 5 or whatever, we get out lunch with Sunday. So I'll pay. We'll go out to the city or something, and then get you guys a lunch because it's still a win in my book to get this far. We never reached the national finals besides Fortnite, but that doesn't count. Because they don't.
Yeah, it's Fortnite. Who cares
Yeah,
about that?
exactly. All right. I'm headed out, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a really fun cast. See you guys.
I mean, feels bad.
Yeah, feels bad.
This is probably more fun than the D2 and D1 since
It's definitely more fun. D2, D1. I can give you guys this exclusive insight. Like those guys. Every time our D2, D1 plays together for a season, they all hate each other at the end of the season. I don't know why. It's so depressing because they just get they're so hardcore, and it's just really sad to see it go down that stairwell. But anyway,
Smurf on goldies.
Yeah, more fun that way. All right, guys, have a good rest of your weekend. I'm out.
All right.
See ya.
You too.
Well,
All right, that's everyone for today. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some closing thoughts in here. It was a really fun game to cast. I enjoyed it. So it's like from what I got from Jack Lightning from that Princeton guy, he seems to be really passionate about growing his program. I didn't ask him what year he was, but for it seems like their like higher level team just disbanded, and I already just said it like less than 2 minutes ago. Like all the top tier teams, they will almost always end up hating each other because they never start off on the right foot. Like just because they have high rank doesn't mean they're going to work together. It's ironically like the lower tier teams that start off as a community, and that's what keeps them together throughout the end of the season. Not the stupid petty like you didn't gank me, you took a million. Not like small nuances like that. Like the D1, D2 teams stressed over. That's just the way I've seen it throughout the couple of years that I've like organized and managed teams. Like it's just you you got to practice as a team. You got to be like treat each other as a team. And yeah, Jack Lightning mentioned brotherhood a couple of times. I definitely feel like that kind of vibe off of those guys near the end of the year. Actually, I think a couple of them are brothers in like an actual fraternity as well. I'll do a quick breeze through for chat in case if anyone will say anything. Honor playing. Next time, let me play the game. GG well plays. I almost paused 12 FPS. Install heaters. This is what life is about. I agree. Princeton's too good. ARAM customs. Heads held high. Alright, all I want to know is if the stadium effort meme that I made was actually worth it, because I thought it was pretty cringe, but I got a laugh out of it making it, so that's the type of content, that's the type of CLOL content we need, where you do home videos like that. But that's going to close it off for today. We're nearing now 6 p.m. I've been streaming now for 3 hours, 50 minutes, and appreciate all our viewers tuning in, right? So I'm really happy with the results that these guys showed, and we'll wrap it off here again. Okay, so to sum it up, Princeton will take the hard-fought victory, 3-2. GG's to them. Alvin Moy, signing off.